But hey everybody, welcome
Hello.
welcome to bonus content kind of. We're starting very late, so we're going to skip most of it. But until Scott gets here, how are you guys doing? How are you doing, Nabishin?
I could be better, honestly. It's one of those
Same.
it's today has been one of those days where like everything went wrong. The job I applied for I didn't get. And my manager left the job that I work at now, so now I have to kind of be the manager there. It's
Oh
Ugh.
no.
not so it's not the worst, but it's like because like I can actually be busy again and actually like get some work fulfillment at my job, so that's pretty great. Or not great, but it's a thing. Um, but like we're starting construction there, and like the day after the Super Bowl, so like it'll be at a point where it's like we can't really do anything. I mean, there's stuff we can do. We can still like build the floor and stuff like that, but like as far as like baking or anything like that, we'll have to go to another store to actually bake it and then like bring it to our store to like have it be available
That sucks.
and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, there's all that. But other than that though, like anything that doesn't involve like that stuff is pretty good.
Okay.
I did talk to the recruiter who gave me the opportunity to apply for that job that I wanted to do at first, because like the job that I they gave me or they were giving me was like probably like an hour away every day, which is like that's kind of bad, but like it'll give me a head start, so I'll take it anyway. I didn't get it, but then I talked to the recruiter lady again, and she's like, "Oh, we should probably like get something actually close to you." I'm like, "Yeah, that'll be actually be nice."
Yeah.
So like I probably will get an interview pretty soon for a place that's actually close by. So
That's good. Good luck, man.
yeah.
Tony, what about you?
Right now I'm setting my phone to do not disturb because the group chat's going fucking bananas again.
Bananas.
Why don't you mute it forever?
I should. I just like every time someone like sends a message to that group and I get a notification about it, I just force touch it and mute for 1 hour. And hopefully they're done talking by the time 1 hour is up. Sometimes they're not.
Sometimes.
But then, you know, that one time that Alex posts about his anime game, I want to be there to throw shade.
But that was
instantly.
just a tweet. That was a
Yeah, I
regular
know.
tweet.
I happened to be browsing Twitter and I was like, "Ooh, what's
Yeah,
this?"
you were on it. I was like, boy, it's like I just had the worst luck with Tony.
Well, it's like you're really good at posting tweets right after I get out of work, or like while I'm on break. So I'm like literally staring at my phone,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, look, a tweet from Alex." Okay, I need to react.
Yeah. I'm sure you felt the need. Hi, Scott. Also,
Hello.
we're pre-recording, so you're okay.
What, we're live?
We're live. We are
Bonus content.
bonus content. There you go. How's that grinding going in Black Desert Online, huh?
Good.
Tony, before we started going live, he explained several series of memes
Yep.
to Nabshin and I just feel like the most out of touch 24-year-old person ever.
Can you name them? Maybe I know them.
Tide Chan,
Tide Pod Chan,
Tide Pod Chan,
Earth Chan.
Earth Chan. That one was illuminating because I've been seeing people tweet about it and I had no understanding.
Or just eating Tide Pods in general.
And then he caught me up on the whole eating Tide Pod thing. That
Um,
seems like a bad idea, y'all. Don't do
That's
it.
a great idea.
When is Rational Passions doing the Tide Pod challenge?
Never. I'd very much like to stay alive.
As soon as you volunteer, dude.
Yeah, Tony.
All right. I'll hit up the grocery store, pick up some Tide Pods for my dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, Alex and I still have to do those spicy Doritos things.
Yeah, like it's fucked up. I made a
Spicy
grilled
chip
cheese with
challenge.
Tide Pods earlier. It was pretty good.
Don't joke about
There's
it.
also, since we're on this topic, there's a really funny picture of someone. You know what we did to a pizza at Extra Life?
Yeah,
They did that with not candy corn but Tide Pods,
that's terrible. I feel like I might have seen that picture.
and it looks gross.
I'm sure it looks gross. The pizza that we made at Extra Life looked gross.
We also briefly touched on Ugandan knuckles.
Yeah. Somebody
Alex now knows the way.
Sorry.
somebody in my house wrote a reference to that on my whiteboard
You know the way.
in permanent marker.
Permanent marker.
In permanent marker. And I was like, all right, well, this is, associated with some shit I don't want to be associated with. Let me erase this. Oh, this is permanent marker. Oh, great. Who did this?
I think I don't know, like, while all people will it's the internet, people will eventually use all things for something that's fucked up. I feel like there's a lot of innocence and just dumb bullshit that is associated with that meme as well.
Yeah. It's nothing's all bad.
Yeah.
Well, some things are all bad.
Some things are all bad. Like,
yeah, wait. I've had like a terrible week, so let's just crack right into it.
Yeah. What other memes did we touch on? We touched on Gucci Gang.
That wasn't a meme, man. That was a way of life.
Yeah, that's true.
No, yeah, I had a rough week.
Same. I got the flu.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Did you get over it?
Yeah, like ish mostly. So my week was, I got back from, because I went on a business trip last week. So I wasn't on the podcast. I'd literally like driven back in that day, then had to sit around at my actual work for like 2.5 hours waiting for someone to do something that took 15 minutes while not being paid for it. And then went home and was exhausted and getting sick, obviously. Because on this business trip that I went to, one of the like higher up people in the company who came to work with the 4 of us that went up there, he showed up and he was in the process of like getting the flu. Like he got it
Yikes.
During the time we were there. And he was like, yeah, I went to see a doctor right after you guys left. And he said, yeah, you got the bad flu. And he got 9 people sick.
Jesus.
By going to that, so including me and my supervisor. So yeah, we got back. I was in the store just like standing there waiting to like for them to do this thing while feeling myself getting sick. If you ever watched that one episode of Mario Party when Jeff Gerstmann gets sick over actually no, that's not Mario Party, that's the Destiny raid. When he gets sick throughout it, like you can tell beginning of the raid he's fine, end of the raid he's very sick.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Yep.
And then
I know that feeling.
I went home, took some NyQuil, passed out, woke up feeling like death, and then that's been my life for the past 5 days.
Sounds like you're feeling better though.
Yeah, I'm mostly over it now. But it was I had to call out of work a couple days, and I hate to do that. So
yeah.
If only that had happened on Friday.
Right.
Damn.
Be like, I'm out later, fam.
I'll see you on Monday.
Instead, it was like, I'm going back to work. All right, Monster Hunter comes out. Damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just spent a lot of time playing video games, like bundled up with a humidifier, literally like a foot from my face, spewing water into the air. So
nice.
It's been all right.
I do want to take a moment. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tony. Shout out to Cameron Abbott for this shirt that I'm wearing right now. It is the same shirt that Futaba wears in Persona 5 for one of her outfits. It was a Secret Santa gift from him.
Cute.
Thank you, Cam.
What's the least in your dumb shit?
I saw that in the chat that I then muted.
Yeah, that you then muted. I also took a very sexy Futaba-like cosplay picture of me in this shirt that I sent directly to Cameron, and I said, I'll let you, decide if you want to share this with anyone. With like the whole jacket on the sides.
Which then he like obviously
he's for sure just jerked off to it.
Yeah, it was like, this is mine forever.
Well, he said, no, I'm not giving this to anybody. But yeah, it was I did not understand what it was, and the package was not marked. It was
not a true fan
from the artist. Yeah, clearly not a true fan. Without the context of the green coat, I was very confused. So I thought this was like maybe an obscure like note of to murder from a serial killer. It's just a blood stain with 5 asterisks on it. But no, it was a very sweet gift. So thank you, Cam. He's hanging out with Logan Wilkinson right now. He's off in Phoenix hanging out with Trevor and Cam. So hopefully they're having a good time. Let's start this podcast. We're an hour and a half late.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should get rolling. You ready, Scott?
We're ready.
Good. On 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
I opened recording software on 3 and still made it.
I feel like I heard you clicking through.
Yep.
Getting ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's get our pants rolling. I don't know what that means, but we're doing it. It is Friday, January 26, 2018, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I am your host, Alex O'Neill, and joining me this week is Scott Guthier.
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
Gucci Gang.
And Brian Nobishin Jackson.
You're about to find out what it's like to fight a real Super Saiyan, and I'm not talking about Goku.
Oh, damn. It's time. The time has come, Nobishin. Dragon Ball FighterZ is upon us. We're gonna roll right into games in just a moment. But shout out to January one more time for being a good month for video games.
Like the very end of it, but yeah.
At the very end of it, we had a couple of weeks where I was just like, I don't know, I'll play The Witcher 3 in there, but no, we're in it. We're in it again. 2018. Part of what I wanted to do on this episode was to maybe look ahead at the first couple of months of 2018 and talk about like what's actually coming out this year. Get excited, and then we got some questions and whatnot. But let's start things off. Housekeeping. We're rolling right into this show. IrrationalPassions.com. It is a video games website. There's not been anything new per se up this week, except for the new episode of Input, which you should go listen to. They talked about BioWare, I believe, and there's like some acronym that George has been throwing around our like group chat a lot that has to do with esports. I don't understand it. But yeah, mostly
like P-sports.
Yeah, exactly. More like P-sports. You guys know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Talking about Anthem and BioWare going forward. You guys should listen to Input. Not necessarily you guys, because you guys don't really listen to video games podcasts except for Nobishin, but that's right. I called you a fake fan, Tony. I
mean, it was never a secret from me.
Yeah, exactly. No one questioned it for you, Scott. But listeners out there, you should give Input a shout out. They do cool stuff there. But we got some new stuff coming up on the site. We've got new people contributing to the site that I'm excited about the stuff they're working on. Mike Burgess is going to be doing a Monster Hunter stream series that I'm pretty excited about. I think the name that we've decided on is Monster Hunter Academia, MHA, which it was either My Hunter Academia or Monster Hunter Academia, and I think we went with Monster Hunter Academia. So he'll be streaming it and also doing like archiving those videos with edits on YouTube. So look forward to those. And then we've got a few write-ups coming out next week. But there's some good games that we should talk about, so let's get into it. Tony,
Hi.
tell me about video games. You weren't here last week.
Nope.
What you been playing?
Well, I didn't play anything last week either, so...
yeah, well, you had mentioned Divinity to us, but...
That was like... That had to be Saturday.
Listen,
yeah,
dude,
because...
life is a blur that we're all just living.
Well, because I was not in the state for the entire week of last week.
I know you said you were you're gearing up to sit down and do something.
I don't remember. But anyway, so yeah, last week I was gone for the whole week. But that does not mean that I did not play any games at all. I did say that were I to be required to go back this week, which I was not, which is great because I still would have had to go even if I was sick and then had to be in a different state, also dying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that I didn't have to go. But I was saying, like, man, next time that I have to do something like this, someone remind me to bring my PS4 with me. Because I was sitting in a hotel like, well, this is fun. But while I was there, I did bring my laptop with me. And the reason why I did it is so I could remote into my computer back here in Maryland so that I could continuously fish in Black Desert Online for the entire week.
Jesus.
So I did some preparation for this because there's AFK fishing is kind of like its own system where if you are fishing and you catch a fish but you don't hit the button to like catch the fish for a certain amount of time. The base is 3 minutes. You automatically catch the fish and cast your rod again. So you can overnight. A lot of people will just make their character fish and go to sleep, and then they'll come back to a full inventory of fish when they wake up. So and obviously this backs their whole like pay for convenience scheme, free to play kind of thing, because you pay for inventory slots, and each fish is one inventory slot. So the more inventory slots you have, the longer you can go. Also, you need specific rods to fish for longer. So you make the rod, but the good rod for AFK fishing only has maximum durability of 100, which is 100 casts, which is not that long. But you can buy this item from the cast shop called a brand stone, which increases the chance of whenever you cast your rod, you lose the durability, but it gives it a 50% chance not to lose durability every time you cast the rod. So it makes it you able to fish like at least twice as long, if not longer. So you do that, and then you can also get pets, but I didn't go that far. So anyway, I spent some money, and I bought a bunch of like 130 inventory slots on my fishing character and a brand stone for the rod. And then I had it set up so that I could remote into my computer from the hotel on shitty hotel Wi-Fi, and then with like 1 frame per second and a spotty connection, auto path my character from like the fishing spot to the place where you sell fish, then to the repair guy to repair my fishing rod, then to the storage to put all the other stuff in storage, and then auto walk right back to where I was fishing and cast my rod again, and then leave for another 8 hours.
This sounds like way too much work for not that much of a reward.
See, when I'm sitting here right at my desk, I could do that whole thing. Go sell fish, repair, put other stuff away, then start fishing again. And
surprisingly, it takes a lot more time and effort to explain it than to do it.
Yeah, it does, and that's like a lot of things in this game, to be honest. Like once you know how to do it, it's simple. But explaining the intricacies behind really any of these systems,
or it's mostly why you're doing what you're doing.
Why you're doing it. But anyway, like there are reasons why I wanted this to happen and why it was worthwhile to do it. But anyway, like it takes me sitting here like 15 to 25 seconds to do that whole process. From the hotel, it took me 25 minutes each time.
That's like, so why did you put yourself through this?
So it's for money, right? For money and for resources. Right now, there's
world runs on it, man. It's fucked up. When you get
to the end game of where I'm at, of like we're just trying to make your gear way stronger, and it's at a very high disadvantage of actually succeeding. You need a lot of specific resources that the game has a particular shortage of right now. It's very difficult for players to get their hands on the resources that you need for enhancing and for repairing after failing the enhancing process over and over again. So fishing is one of the ways that you can get one of those resources. You have a small chance when you're fishing in inland fresh water to catch a relic shard. If you get 5 of those, you can turn them into a relic scroll, which you can then go do. That gives you a chance of 1 to 5 of those items. And you need like thousands of them. So anyway, I wanted to fish for the entire week to get as many of those as possible, and also because it's an easy way to get, well, be logged in for the login rewards, because like the daily loyalty and all that stuff is pretty good. Like you just get free shit for being logged in. So I wanted to log in once a day anyway, just so I didn't lose those rewards. So being online, then you do that, and you get like, I don't know, a full day's worth of fishing is like 10 million silver and a bunch of those relic shards. So I don't know, it was a substantial chunk of money. I made like 150 million silver while I was away. Didn't even touch the game. But that also means like my daily schedule was like wake up at 3:30 in the morning, like run around in TeamViewer for 30 minutes, then shower, then get ready, then leave the hotel by like 5:45.
Just leave it set up. Just pray to God that somebody's catching fish.
Yeah, of course. And then as soon as I got back, go back to the hotel, check that, then go out to dinner, hang out, like watch some anime. I did watch anime while I was there. Watched one anime, the entire thing. It was pretty good. And then like before bed, do it again. Wake up, do it again.
Tony, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you free me from this Black Desert Online conversation?
Yeah, we're done. But yeah, that's what those are the games that I played last week.
Okay.
That's the reason I don't do this.
I understand.
I think it's fun to look into like the minutia of Black Desert Online every once in a while.
Every once in a while, I agree. There's just an intrigue to it that I can't look away from. It's like watching a train crash.
In about a month or two, I'll tell you about trade crates.
Okay, I'm sure you will.
They're not worth it.
They're never worth it.
What else? So I got back, and turns out when you like go on a business trip for like a real company, they pay you pretty good for the amount of time you spend traveling. So I made some extra money, and I basically got paid the amount that I would get paid in 3 weeks in 1 week.
Nice.
And then continued to get paid the following weeks, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I had some extra money. So I was able to catch up on a bunch of stuff that I was behind on, and have some left over. So with that, I picked up Divinity Original Sin 2, which is something that a friend had been asking me to play for a really long time. And I've been interested in, because if you don't know, it's basically like a PC version of Dungeons and Dragons if they take out the small details of Dungeons and Dragons that kind of get like endlessly repetitive, which are easily taken care of by being on a PC. What I mean by that is like, if you say you're playing D&D and you're like, all right, I'm going up to this thing. One, there's a whole visual element, right? You're looking at it. And two, like, you don't have to, I'm walking up to this thing. What happens? Okay, I'm going to do a perception check. Something like that. Like, that stuff just happens. Or, like, you don't have to do a check to climb a vine or something like that. Like, you can just do that. The most reminiscent of D&D that it gets outside of, like, the combat, which the combat's pretty similar. You have action points. You learn abilities. The stat system is pretty similar. Like, you have strength, constitution, and intellect, stuff like that. You choose... you put points into specific classes, and when you have enough of those class types, then you can learn the abilities of that class. So you can kind of spec into all classes or no classes on the same character if you want, and pick up, like, if you put 2 points into one class, you can pick up like its camouflage ability or something, and that could be a worthwhile thing to do with one of your levels on your character if you've already got your main abilities for doing damage or whatever you want. That's really cool. But outside combat, like, you still like get into conversations and have those like perception or like, persuasion checks. You can like bribe your way out of stuff if you've got the right stuff. If you need specific stats to be able to identify gear, like that, it's that whole stat numbers, like die roll-ish based stuff that you would see and be really typical in a Dungeons and Dragons game. And it's neat. Like, the story is really cool. Everything's voice acted. So, it's top down, third person, omniscient point of view. So you just kind of you follow your character around and can control 1 to 4 of them, or you can play co-op online and control 1 to 2 characters, and then have one, depending on how many human players are playing with you, but maximum party size is 4 humans or AIs. And it's neat. There's a lot of cool stuff like in it. The way that the quests actually work, it feels like a lot of those end up being like, if you sit down for a session of D&D and you're like, all right, well, this time the party is going to go and explore this one cave. There's plenty of that. Like, you'd be like, all right, there's this, let's go explore this cave. Oh, there's this weird ass skeleton thing in there. Let's free him. Oh, well, it probably is going to come back to bite us later that we just freed this like power hungry skeleton necromancer dude. But like, fuck it, right? We got his ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played a little bit of the first one, Divinity Original Sin, which is now like on PS4 and Xbox One as well.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit with a friend. And it is cool how just like how much of a love letter it is to kind of tabletop role playing games.
Yeah, I definitely want to play a game with like 4 people cooperatively. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I've been playing almost exclusively just with one of my buddies. We have a campaign where it's just the 2 of us, and we're like part way through the second of 3 acts. So I don't know, I'd say we're maybe like 40% through the game.
Okay. That's
And
some progress.
it's been pretty good.
It's a meaty game from what.
Yeah, like I mean, I had a lot of time to sink into it with him this week because I've been off work, just like dying slowly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've had a really good time with that. I guess like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Divinity's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play the first one?
No, nope. This is my first exposure to a Divinity game. Nato Johnson did DM me on Discord like partway through one of the times we were playing. He was like, "Yeah, you got Divinity." And I was like, "All right, Nato." And then he was like, they started going off on how he wants to do a Dungeons and Dragons session with him as the GM and the four of us as a party. And I'm like, that's never gonna happen. But like, good idea.
Yeah, that'd be fun though.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
And he also then bugged me about Evolve.
Yeah. He's gotta stay on it.
Now that's the real thing that's not going to happen.
Don't tell him.
Keep the dream alive. Anyone can win.
Yeah. So they updated PUBG.
Okay.
I think we've talked about it since they added in new loot boxes. But they added in new loot boxes. One of them has a lock on it. You know what that means?
Time to buy some keys.
$2.50 a key.
Hell yeah.
I sold the crates by themselves and I made $11.
So yeah, so here's the weird thing about it this time. I think this is like a week old news, but I wasn't here last week, so we didn't get to talk about it. But so you know how they've had crates before?
Yeah.
If you had extra keys from that time, they work on the new crates. But the thing about that is, if you use an old key to open a new chest, the items that you get from the chest, which are normally not marketable for a week, are immediately marketable.
Huh.
So people were buying those keys so that they could sell the new items for the highest prices because they were really hard to get in that first week.
And you sell these on the Steam Marketplace, right?
You sell them on the Steam Marketplace for Steam dollars, yeah.
Which you
For
could
Steam
then
Wallet.
use to purchase video games or purchase more keys in this game.
Yeah, to get more boxes. But anyway, so that made like a weird.
Or for a throwback, you buy shit in Black Desert Online.
Yeah, that's what we do.
God damn it.
Yeah,
I got this great PUBG Black Desert Online Ponzi scheme I've been working on.
Honestly, like it's a real thing that we've done a lot.
Listen, I don't doubt that at all. It's just upsetting to hear it, like have it reaffirmed for me here on this podcast.
Yeah. But so it made this weird bubble on the old keys where like the keys, which were previously like 30 cents because they're useless, were like $12 to buy one key, where they're $2.50 on the marketplace for an infinite supply of them, but you have to wait. You know?
But like those keys that like, get you that goods that you can sell now.
But what if you buy a $12 key, right, and a 70-cent box, and so you spent almost $13.
Yeah, it's definitely old news because all the prices have gone in.
Yeah, and like the lowest price thing was like $1.
Okay.
So like, hooray, I threw away $12.
Great.
But anyway, so yeah, now it's been a week. So that's kind of I think the old keys are still like $4. But yeah, I know I don't remember who it was, but I had a friend who he got one of the hoodies, which are like in this locked chest. There are 2 hoodies and a cheetah face mask that are like the chase items. He got one of the hoodies and sold it for $1,000.
Jesus, 1,000 real Steam dollars.
1,000 Steam wallet dollars.
That's some.
And then he spent it all on Black Desert.
No. He doesn't play Black Desert, this friend. But
but like, what kind of irony would that be? Am I right?
I would do that.
Yeah, I know you would.
Because, like, what games am I going to buy on Steam? Like,
literally all of them. All the video games are on Steam.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend the whole $1,000. I'd be like, I could have all of these things that I don't need.
I could convert this to Bitcoin.
Probably could.
I found out, so like, you know, me and my roommates use the Cash App to pay each other for their rent, I was just like looking through it as an update went out through it, and it was like, you can now purchase Bitcoin directly through the Cash App. I'm like, oh fucking no, get me out of here. We got to start using a different app. So that was just my cryptocurrency moment of the week.
Yeah.
So. When are you going to get into cryptocurrency, Tony? It seems like something that you would definitely.
I mean, I have investments in cryptocurrency.
There it is.
Like I don't know. I have investments in a lot of different companies. It's not something that I talk about a lot. But
like Chipotle.
I have a very diverse portfolio.
Okay, yeah, no, I believe you. Mostly
Um,
in the Black Desert Online company.
No. I only like a lot of investments in like internet companies like Google and stuff like that.
Gotta make that
Alphabet.
money. Alphabet, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you. Let me see.
No, we don't. We don't have to go into this portfolio.
Yeah,
I don't want you to open up your manila envelope.
This should have been saved for bonus content. If we were
Yeah,
going to do this,
next week's bonus content, we can go through Tony's stock portfolio and really dig into what kind of.
I mean,
investment.
in the past week, I gained 5.52% on my investments.
There you go.
So it was pretty good. It was actually not bad at all. Anyway, so I did that. We played some PUBG. I opened a chest because I was like, fuck it, let's open a box. I got some boots worth 50 cents, so I lost $3. But yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Next time I get a box with a lock on it, I'm probably gonna open the lock because what if you get $1,000?
There you go. What if you get a snow leopard hoodie?
It's like it's not even a cool looking hoodie. It's just it has the hood up, so people.
So you can like shit. You spend the in-game currency, like the battle points, to order a box, right?
Yeah. So when you get kills and win games or whatever, based on your placement, you get battle points. And then it's the first one you buy in a week is 700 battle points, and then it doubles every time.
But like one of them can just show up and be locked.
So there are 4 crates that you can get right now. The original 2, and then there's a new crate that is not locked and a new crate that's locked. The locked crate's 40%, the new crate is 40%, and both of the old crates are 10% each of showing up. So I just happened to get that 40% of getting the crate with the lock on it when I got my first.
That seems so shitty. Like, hey, you.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. It's shitty.
You spent your in-game currency to get the chance at maybe getting like a cosmetic item, but then you got a locked crate that we're not going to give you.
But I mean, if you play a lot, right? Because the boxes themselves are worth 50 cents. So if you play so much that you buy 6 boxes in a week, you could sell 5 of them, buy a key, and open the 6th.
Yeah, but that's.
But you also then spent like 100 hours playing PUBG.
Oh man. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Off of these kinds of practices. Let's talk about Monster Hunter, Tony.
Hold on, we're getting there. I told you we're gonna talk about games for a while this week. So they made this weird update to PUBG that Scott and I saw yesterday. That I just think is interesting. They changed it. You know how you used to all spawn on like the spawn island?
Yeah.
Now you spawn in smaller groups of players spread throughout the map to stop server lag.
Okay.
I just think that's interesting because we spawned in the shooting range. I was like, well, this is weird.
Yeah. Does that work? Does it seem to help?
I don't know. It doesn't show up for me. I don't notice it.
I wonder if that's on the Xbox too. Probably not. But
you want to know what's also a fun thing? A while back, they were having problems where people weren't loading in fully and everything was see-through. We talked about that before, right?
Oh yeah, it's happened to me before. I have a really weird.
Okay, so you want to know how they fixed it?
They made everything see-through?
No, they forced your screen black until everything was loaded in.
Oh, okay.
So you still get in game. You can drop and get killed before your screen finally turns on.
That's a huge problem on the Xbox, the original Xbox One, where people are like, the buildings aren't loading in as fast as people are dropping off the plane, so they'll drop and a building will pop in and crush them, essentially, and kill them while they're hitting the ground. So
well, that's good.
Yeah. Xbox One X, it is not an issue, but on the original Xbox One, it is.
Huh. Yeah. Anyway, PUBG it's still fun. I like to jump into that every once in a while. Yeah. So I've been playing some Osu this week.
I'm sure you have.
I have like a couple friends. Like I kind of find like in every Discord community that I join, there's one dude who plays Osu. And I've yet to meet someone through any of these that is better at the game than me. So I'm still on the search. Gotta find my senpai. But someone sent me a map that they've been working on that's particularly challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, I have been struggling to beat this for like 4 months, and last time we played, you were like significantly better than me. Can you beat this? And yes, turns out I can. 2, it's really fucking hard.
Was it some like dumb anime song or?
No, it's like okay. The best way to describe the song is with the title. The title of the song is Ghost Dimension.
All right.
So it sounds like some weird dystopian random stuff with metal in it.
With metal thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah.
Is it from
yeah,
the fucking
it's-
Danny Phantom soundtrack or some shit? Come on.
Let me tell you about the Ghost Dimension.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's the hardest song that I've played by far. Like, the songs that I play and the songs that you saw me play at Extra Life are 4 stars. This one's 6.5.
Okay.
So significantly more challenging than anything else that I played previously.
So finally, a real game.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's been interesting. It's kind of like I was kind of like playing a little bit less and less each week, just because like it was kind of I wasn't downloading new songs, just playing the same shit over and over again. So having someone be like, "Hey, can you do this?" and giving me a thing that was like not immediately easy was really cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Osu.
it was cool. So then yesterday, right? Day before yesterday, I was like, I should probably plug my PS4 back in. That's been disconnected from everything, sitting on my desk for like a week. Because I don't know, I hadn't been home.
You had to get ready for the hunt.
Yeah, and I disconnected it for some family thing. We were playing Jackbox Party Pack, and then didn't have a chance to plug it back in before to play some Nier before I had to leave. So I came back, plugged it back in. Was like, oh yeah, I should probably download this Monster Hunter game. So went in there, and PS4 shop immediately tried to sell me like the $10 more expensive version, and I couldn't find a way to not purchase that one. So I had to like search Monster Hunter in the search bar, and then I had the opportunity to buy the $60 version, not the $70 version. I was like, all right, that's the one I want. Because and I was reading it. I was like, "What's even the difference?" And they're like,
they got some cool costumes.
You get some emotes and a costume,
right.
And then at the bottom they're like, "Hey, by the way, you could just buy this whole extra pack for $10, but like we're also gonna sell them separately as DLC though." And I was like, "Cool,
cool. I'm good though. Thanks, fam."
Yeah. So I bought the $60 version, preloaded it, and I thought that it was gonna be like sometime in the middle of the day yesterday that the game released. Nope, midnight last night. So I had it all downloaded, and then I was like, okay, great. I work at really early in the morning today, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna check out character creation in the beginning of the game and go to bed at like 12:30. So I stayed up, made a character. By the way, first impression, character creation in this game is leaps and bounds better than any previous Monster Hunter game's character creation. It is so nice.
Yeah, I've seen some characters out of it, and it seems like far more fleshed out.
Yeah, it's like you have sliders. That is the thing that you've never had sliders in a Monster Hunter game before. Yeah, Monster Hunter. My character's pretty cool looking. Me and Jason both Jason A. Striker share the same sentiment of if you're going to play Monster Hunter, you need to play a female character because all of the armor on male characters looks bulky and bad.
That's sad. That's depressing.
Though, I mean, that's not like, cut and dry. There are some armor sets that look cool on dudes, but like 90% of the armor looks good on females and like 60% of the armor looks good on males. So I made a lady hunter, and the sets that you start with, they look rad. So from top to bottom, that game's great. I have a cat. Cat looks cool. I was like, it's the hardest decision in character creation for me was, do I give my cat the broken tail or not? Because one of the tail options is like it kind of looks like Harry Potter lightning bolt for his tail.
That's cool.
But I was looking at it, I was like, that looks cool. I want to have a Harry Potter cat. But then I was like, actually, no, because that's fucked up. What happened to his tail? So I gave him the regular ass tail. And yeah, so I play with a bow. So my cat is wearing fucking steel armor with a giant sword. It's pretty rad.
Does the cat actually attack?
Yeah. So since you like when you don't play online with people, your cat is like your companion.
Okay.
So think of like in a Diablo game how you have a follower. Your cat is your follower, and your cat will use items on you. They'll use abilities on you to heal you if you need it. They'll try and distract the monster if they're like gonna attack you or something like that. They'll do damage when you have the monster's attention. They have a pretty good AI, and they function like another player.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's cool. You get to upgrade their armor specifically, pick their weapon, how they do stuff, and buff them if you choose to. Stuff like that. Your Palico is a really cool companion in that game. So yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with the game just yet. I played for, like I said, 30 minutes last night. I did character creation and then got as far as to where the first time it lets you save the game is, which is after the kind of whole opening sequence. You get to the new world basically, and then kind of get a tour of the camp. And I saved before the first quest. And then so I got home from work today, cooked dinner. I also had to go get a haircut and stuff. And then it was like, hey, let's push the podcast back an hour because I wanna look at some Monster Hunter.
It's got like a more focus on story though. They're like more
for sure. Like for comparison, like the amount of story in basically all of Monster Hunter for you is 5 minutes.
Yeah, like the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, you want to hunt some monsters? Go. And this one, they're cutscenes, you know.
Yeah, there's like characters,
cool.
right?
Yeah, they're characters.
That's so weird.
Voice acting. It's funny because the guy who leads the camp is still actually named like camp leader. So you know,
like that's his real name.
Yeah, your partner, like every hunter has a person who like helps them organize their quests, sends them on missions, helps them with like administrative stuff. So all hunter teams are 2 people, you and that person. This person doesn't even have a name. Her name is literally the handler.
Ooh, so very sexy.
Yeah. So like it still stays true to Monster Hunter in that like even though they're doing more of a story, it's still kind of that almost tongue-in-cheek thing of like it's a Monster Hunter game, guys, like come on. And so yeah, I sat down in that hour that we had before we started the show, and I played the first 3 missions. First one is to fight some jaggies, some of the first little dudes that you fight in every Monster Hunter game. Basically like, hey, let's go get you to swing your weapon a couple times. Next one was to kill a slightly bigger monster. And then the third one is to fight your first big monster, which is a great Jagras, which is we fought it in the beta, it's the one with the big belly.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, I went and killed that guy. And then there was some other stuff going on because I actually didn't expect to play 3 missions. Second mission turns into the third mission just because you managed, the dude who's with you just sees that monster. So that's cool that they kind of play with the formula of get a mission, go out, fight, you're done, go back to town, get a new mission, go out, fight. Some stuff can happen that other than just like, hey, this monster is here, you want to fight it, and it's not part of the quest. You can kind of finish the quest, and then the story dictates that another quest could start if you wanted it to.
Emergent gameplay.
Yeah, there you go. So stuff like that can happen, and that's been pretty neat. I've been able to upgrade my weapon a couple times already, so it does look like, from what I've seen, you get a lot more stuff than you're used to getting if you've played a Monster Hunter game before. It seems easier to get the things that you'd normally have to farm a lot for. So I'm curious to see how that pans out as far as like how much time investment is actually required to get more of the later game stuff that's been kind of a really big barrier to entry for a lot of people who are not used to that much grind. And that type of grind, which is a very difficult and tedious grind for specific things. Like, I think people, if you're, really Irrational Passion super fan, will remember my like countless hours spent farming Monster Hunter for you, literally just the Gore Magala for Gore Magala Tales. Like weeks. I did that for weeks.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot recently.
And it doesn't seem, I mean, I'm still pretty early on, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be as much of a thing in this game. And I think that's good. I don't think there are really any cons to that that aren't actually just pros, you know. So I think that will make it better you'll be able to get more stuff, feel more rewarded, get more upgrades, and be able to then upgrade more things if you want to put in that time, and then therefore have more options. I think another really good change to the game that we've kind of touched on before is that armor is no longer weapon specific as far as melee and ranged is concerned. So a lot more people have the option of playing ranged that would previously not be able to because of how that grind is and having to have 2 separate sets of armor. And it's too much for some people.
Yeah.
I'll have to sink my teeth into it some more over the next week and come back with some more impressions. But so far it seems to like a really, really well polished Monster Hunter game that so far is firing on all cylinders for what makes Monster Hunter fun.
Yeah, and it's been cool seeing a lot of people like this is their first Monster Hunter and they've more confidently jumped into it. So
yeah, I think this is one that Alex O'Neill would even play and enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, like my big thing was when I played the beta, I just didn't really like playing it. But know, there could be a weapon out there for me.
I think a lot of that is also because the beta followed a lot more of the classic Monster Hunter formula of quest go, which is obvious. Which is I think because it was a beta. They wanted you to put you in that environment, but the game is not built like previous Monster Hunter games. And I think that it was probably the things that are between missions, like the camp and how all those systems work were not ready for, or weren't just weren't included in the beta, and a lot of that. Plus, the way that you go through those missions and everything, it wasn't really apparent in the beta that we played. For us, it was like pick a weapon, figure it out, and fight this thing.
Yeah,
that's not really how Monster Hunter works. So,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what people's thoughts on it and what your thoughts on it are going forward. Is that it? Is that all you've been playing?
That's all for me.
Scott, what about you? What's on the play dial?
Let's see. I played a little more Zelda.
Okay.
Didn't get too much further this time.
Okay.
I just did. Actually, I guess I did do a bunch of exploring. Got the Royal Horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did what's it called? No, we covered that last week. So yeah, this was more of uncovering the map so I could go and get more shrines since I kind of picked clean the areas that I had.
Cool. Fair enough.
So last time I only had the what is it? 4th quadrant of the map?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's southeast. Those 3 areas. And now I have a good chunk of the north of the west open now.
All right.
But I didn't really get anywhere on shrines. I think I got like 8 more done.
It's 2 more upgrades though, so that's something.
Yeah.
Significant.
It's something.
Anything else?
Aside from that, not really.
Okay. More don't start together, or
more don't start together.
Got it.
That's mostly it.
Okay.
And let's see. I guess the big thing here is we got to spring, realized that spring sucks even worse than winter.
Is there a giant?
Did I tell you what made winter bad?
Yeah, the guy, the deer, the deer clops.
Yeah, the deer clops we figured out how to beat.
Okay.
As it turns out, there's just a character in there that makes them easy.
Okay.
So as long as one person is that character, the deer clop's taken care of.
Okay.
We did that, but what makes spring suck worse than winter is what makes winter bad is days get short, so your sanity drains faster because your sanity drains at night.
Okay.
In spring you get wet.
Yeah.
In spring you get real wet.
All right.
In spring you get Aquaman kind of wet.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
This drains your sanity faster than nighttime.
Okay.
So what happens when your sanity goes down all the way is a lot of shadows come up to attack you, and let's say just one of those shadows is about half a deer clops.
Jeez.
And everyone spawns around 4.
So it's just overwhelming, I imagine.
Oh yeah, no. Once everybody is insane, that's game over.
Okay.
And that's what happens in spring when you get real wet.
Time to get an umbrella, Scott.
That's umbrellas and raincoats.
All right.
Yeah, we lasted all about 3 days into spring before we were all insane and dying.
Okay. Are the months like, or the seasons like monthly based, kind of like Stardew, or are they shorter, longer?
Yeah, kind of. I think they last for about 15 days each, 15, 20.
Okay. That sounds reasonable, at least. I'm
Yeah,
sure
and
summer's
there's
going to
all
be
4
something
seasons.
terrible.
Summer's something different. There is no shelter, and it assumes that summer is always 120 degrees out. So
accurate.
deathly kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to find ways to cool yourself down.
Okay.
Or you catch fire and burn to death.
Does it start in fall then?
It starts in fall.
Okay. So you haven't made a full loop around quite yet.
I have not made a full loop around.
All right. I believe in you.
Yep. Well, we'll probably be done when we make a full loop around.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good time to walk away, unless it gets like super crazy in year 2. You got this, Scott.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
In this new playthrough, we are halfway through winter.
Okay. Nabashin.
Yeah.
Video games. Feed me. Fill me with them.
Good. Went back to Mass Effect.
I've been thinking about it, dude.
Katie just contacted me out of nowhere, and she was like, "Hey, like, I kind of just want to get into the series. Like, do you think I should try it?" I'm like, "Sure." Because she like wanted like all the discs she could play on her Xbox One. And she was like, "Oh, can I borrow all of this? And like, I'll try to like knock it out real fast." And like, because she's like, she's always been curious about the series. Like, her last boyfriend before Mark was like really into Mass Effect. I think the original one. So she's seen the game before, but she doesn't really like know the stuff about it. And she hasn't really experienced it for herself. Like she told me before, like she likes Garrus, and like she knows characters' names, but like, she hasn't like really like know like really what's about how it plays and stuff like that. So
she's more of a fantasy person than sci-fi, right?
Not necessarily. I think I would say like that's the stuff she gravitates to, but like it's not like I don't think it's like a preference type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like there's most of the stuff she just happens to like is that she likes Lord of the Rings, she likes Zelda, and she likes Skyrim and stuff like that. So like I think it was just a thing. I don't think like she's like anti sci-fi like Rick Miller's or something like that.
Yeah, I mean some people are like, I'm definitely not anti sci-fi, but I prefer fantasy. But like I got really into Mass Effect anyway. I'll say like I feel like it is easy to kind of jump into. You spend an hour in that codex and you're all in.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell her it's just like Dragon Age, but with better characters, better gameplay, and is better overall.
I mean, I 100% agree with you, but like, it's like she's playing the first game, and it's like,
yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, where should I start with?" And I'm like, "You're starting with number 1, and like, sure, you could start with number 2, but like,
you could be weird like me.
you could, but like,
but it's like you could watch Lord of the Rings going from.
Yeah, you could start at Two Towers.
No. You could start with what is it? The mountain one. You can start with Return of the King, go 2 towers and then 1.
Yeah, you could do things like that. Doesn't mean you should.
You could slip Hobbit in the middle of there somewhere.
Just really fuck yourself up. Yeah, I mean, like, if only if someone was like very much opposed to playing the first one would I say start with 2. If you love 2, go back and play the first one. I feel like that is the only situation.
I know you did it, Alex, but like you're a weird boy,
and I'm a person,
and I think it's like almost. It's not impossible, obviously, but like it feels impossible. Like we go from something like 2 to go back to 1, because like
it's rough. I'll say
it's very rough. Yeah. Like So
I don't know. I think I'm one of the even weirder people. It's like I like 1 better.
Yeah, those people are.
No, there's nothing wrong with saying 1's the best one, because like I see that there's so much ambition and like so much originality in that first game that is like never in 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
What they lost from Mass Effect 1. Like I totally get that for what a lot of people say about that. It's more of like
I like the where I disconnect is like I think about like that inventory screen in Mass Effect 1.
That's literally it, dude.
It's just like so bad. It's so bad. Like it's cumbersome. There's like 12 different kinds of like leopard print armor, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Cause like the first night she had it, like I gave her my physical copy because I have it digitally. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna play it at the same time as you, and like I'll just do like a fresh not a new game plus, like an actual fresh one again. Like I
do your mythical femship run.
I can't.
I know. I'm always gonna ask just to make you give it a shot. But I understand.
Dude, like I love playing that server, but like I can't play Mass Effect 3 with a friendship. I'm sorry, like it has to be that way. Like it literally has to be my route.
Mm-hmm. My way or the highway.
I just like it that way. It's very special to me.
Yeah.
But I did finish hers in Mass Effect 2, and it was great.
Okay.
I should do 3 with her, but
someday,
maybe.
I want to at least keep the dream alive.
Yeah. But like like we're gonna play in tandem. Because like, I'll play from home, and like because I couldn't like be with her the first day she did because I had to do the Marvel Monday thing where I watch a Marvel movie every Monday with my best friend Tony. Yeah. So like I couldn't be there with her like the first day she did it. So it was like I just kept like saying like preface like it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a lot, and you might even like drop it, and I totally understand if you do, because like I'm not trying to force her to do it, and like she's obviously a capable gamer. She could do whatever. She could like figure shit out if she spends the time with it. But like that game is so intimidating.
Yeah.
When you first play it, and like when I did my replay through, like new game and stuff like that, I was like, oh wow, there's literally no tutorial in the beginning of this game. Yep. Like you just fucking get off the ship and just go. Sure, they tell you how to cover, but they don't tell you how to do the inventory. They don't really tell you how to even shoot a gun.
Yeah,
that's like man, like this is like the rough for a new person.
Yeah, they're basically like it'll reload itself. Don't overheat your guns, and then that's it. It's like okay, cool.
Like I already got her in the mindset like, oh, you need to save constantly. Like
yeah,
don't think you have a checkpoint, even if it says
you never have a checkpoint. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you died in the final boss of that game, reload the fucking opening of that game, dude. Like it is savage.
There's some savage checkpoints for sure. But like
I don't remember having that problem.
It's bad, dude.
It's real bad.
It's like one checkpoint per planet, I think, and it's unbelievable.
I think. Well, I can't remember what the last.
I
planet
don't remember
was.
having a save point problem.
Maybe
I just didn't die a whole lot.
Maybe you didn't die a lot. It's possible.
I think it was like Ilos.
No, dude, that couldn't have been it. That couldn't have been it. I think I was. Okay, so here's what I think it is. I think during the real tough parts, they do have a decent checkpoint system.
Maybe it might be different on PC.
It's during the real tough checkpoints.
Is Ilos the one, the snow planet, Nabashin?
No, that's Novaria.
Because Novaria, I distinctly remember when you're in the Mako going up the mountain, and like just before you get in the building, I died and it restarted me the whole planet all the way back to the beginning. I'm like, I threw up in my mouth.
That might be a console thing.
Yeah, because like it checkpoints you once you get into the base up there.
I think I know what you mean, but no, it's once I was done at the base portion of that place. I got checkpointed during the other side.
It was 2.5 hours of me doing stuff. It was just gone in a second. I had to put the game down and come back to it the next day.
Yeah, I remember something similar because I remember it was Ilos. I think it's Ilos. It's the very last planet you go to. Mm-hmm. And like I got the part where you're like going down the you were in the Mako and you were going down trying to get to the thing that will send you back to the Citadel, the relay that was there.
Yeah.
And like I died at that point, and it sent you to the very beginning of that mission again, and I was like, "Fuck this game!" Oh my god! It was
like before you even talked to what's his face and everything. Oh my god!
No, it was after that.
Oh, I mean, at least after that. So I think
no. I mean, like the part I died at, it was like after after the battle. Then after you talk to I think Virgil, and then you do the cutscene with Saren at the Citadel. Then you drive down there with the Mako, and then like you find out you have to go to the Citadel. You try to go to the relay, and then I died at that part, and I had to go right straight to the beginning again. And I was like, man,
yeah, it's
man.
Mass Effect 1, great game.
Yeah, but like like she hasn't gotten to the Mako yet, so that'll be
that's
the next
test,
hurdle,
dude. Like that is honest to God. That is,
yeah.
If you can get through the Mako, you can get through Mass Effect 1, but you might not be able to get through the Mako. Like I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, dude. Like yeah, she's still on the Citadel right now, so like like I think like the thing I need to like get her to like see, not really see, because like if she drops it, it's whatever. But like what I want her to understand is more of like you know, like the whole newness to this. It's like, oh, like what a Krogan is, what a Quarian is, what a Turian is, and stuff like that. Like what a Hanar is. Like this weird jellyfish man is like right there. You could talk to him. You could find out what their races is, and like find out about the kindlers and stuff like that. And it's like all this like fascinating shit.
Yeah.
Like I hope she sees it that way.
Yeah, if she can get to like the Citadel, like walking around and talking to everybody there, I think that is where I spent like just 3.5 hours of just like talking to people, even after having played Mass Effect 2, because of how interesting it was. It was just like so much more groundwork that I didn't have before, and I was just appreciating on such a deeper level.
Yeah, and that being said, like if she wants to mainline it, like yeah, I'll tell her how to mainline it too. But like I also want her to see like the importance of like talking to people and like how that can be impact your game in Mass Effect 2, because like that's why Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, is because of what I did in Mass Effect 1, and like talking to these little people in this like you kick someone in the shin in one game in Mass Effect 1, and then Mass Effect 2, like, hey, you motherfucker, you kicked me in the shin, and it's like, whoa, I remember you, dude. Like that's like an amazing experience for me. So like I said, if she gets to it, that'd be cool. But like if she drops it, I wouldn't doubt that either, because like Mark is sitting right next to her, and like I know Mark, like back when I was pushy about like you should really like this game, you would like this game, and like I tried giving it to Mark, and Mark just fucking hates that game. Is the most boring thing ever. But like she's digging it. And like I said, she knows most of the characters already. So like I said, if she gets attached to them, I think she'd get hooked to it. But like it's just a matter of if she gets into it or not.
Yeah.
And as for myself though, like yeah, I'm just replaying that game again, vanilla, and like still enjoying it again. I love that game. Game's great.
Game's great. Of the 3 Mass Effect games that exist, of which there are only 3, it is
guys, Andromeda is real good.
It's very good. No, George Cruz unironically said, "Would any one of my Twitter followers, or, like, so we started a Irrational Passion Slack, because now we have like 3 new writers and whatnot. And we're trying to figure out a better way to organize stuff. So he sent a message to us saying like, would any of you want a code for Mass Effect Andromeda? And just silence. And Scott White was like, I mean maybe. So now he's just trying to pawn it off on Twitter. Like it's one of those things. 3 Mass Effect games. Mass Effect 1's good. Tell me about Dragon Ball, Nabashin.
Oh, I thought you were asking something. A question.
No, I was just gonna say the thing about Mass Effect Andromeda that doesn't exist. Now I want the fight. I need it. Tell me about it.
It's real good, dude.
So my big question is like, what's up with the story mode of that game? I don't know if you played it all yet.
I did a little bit of it, dude. That shit's 10 hours long.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's weird. It's weird in a good way, but it's like that's excessive and almost unnecessary. But okay, I dig it, because like I spent like maybe like an hour of it when it first came out, just like this to see what it is and see what's tried out. It's presented well. All the voices are there. Like everything is there to be like a proper story, and just like set it up and stuff like that. It's like it's weird. Like it's almost too much story, because it's like there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking to like get you to understand what's happening, what's going on, and it's like I only did like 1 match in this game so far, and I played it for about an hour now.
Is it like fully? Is it like cutscenes where it's like rendered in game and they're walking around talking, or is it like panels of still images?
No, dude. Like I said, there's effort in this shit. Like you see like people talking around doing expressive, and like it actually it doesn't really look like the show, but like it's the closest in that style from what Arc System Works has. It's super impressive, actually.
That's really cool. It's, I mean, 10 hours is a lot because then you're basically watching 10 hours of Dragon Ball Z, which is just a lot in general in any situation. But that's like way more effort than I anticipated.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, that game is fucking fantastic. Like real talk, like I played this game all day since I got off for today, and that was like around 2:30. And all I've just been doing is playing the practice mode because I just like playing with everybody. And I just been like here's the thing I've done that I've never done in the fighting game, actually. Like, not that I haven't tried, but I've actually been completing all those combo challenges, and like I've done like maybe like 90% of them. Like there's only like probably like 5 more, and like I completed all of them, and that's because it's not the most difficult game, but it's hard to master type of thing, and like, you know, timing and stuff like that. Like combos has always been like not like it's something I can't do, but it's always like a challenging thing because it's like of how they do it and where's the right timing and stuff like that, and there's still a little bit of that challenge in it, but the easiest way to sell this game really is about like how accessible it is as far as a fighting game. Like, it's like if you can do Hadouken in Street Fighter, you can play this game just straight up, because everyone has that like this quarter circle motion, and like which you would think is like, oh man, this is simplified or whatever, but like, you know, it's simplified, but like it's also like challenging as well, because it's like like it had the this is like the most accessible game I played since probably Persona 4 Arena, because like Persona 4 Arena had like the auto combos and stuff like that, and which this game has as well, which is like you could do the auto combos, but like it won't take that much as damage. It'll take a lot of damage, but it won't take as much. And then like if you actually do like the button presses for it, it'll take a lot more of the stuff. So like yeah, it's been intoxicating. I just been playing it constantly. It's just been fun. I haven't even played against another human being, and it's just been satisfying and fulfilling. And there's fucking loot boxes in this game.
You can't buy them with money, though.
No.
I saw that specified that you cannot spend money on this.
But like it's like weirdly like something like not necessarily old school, but like, you know, like unlocking shit in the game, and this is like, yeah, like I'm totally into this. It's like
do you have to
like
unlock characters?
I mean, you can like you can unlock Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta going through the arcade mode, just doing it like any other regular way, and like you can unlock Android 21 being the story mode. So like there's 3 characters to unlock. I already have them because like I pre-ordered the game.
Okay.
So and I got like the season pass version of it. So like I already have all the characters unlocked anyway. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But like you know, like I'm just getting like minimal shit, but minimal shit I care about. Like the little overworld thing where you're this little chibi person of whatever character you want. Like you get more unlocks of that with more colors for them. You get different versions of them. Like you get like Piccolo and his like when he went to get his driver's license with Goku, he has that little like suit on with the backwards hat.
That's awesome.
You could like be like Chaozu and Mr. Satan and like Bulma even. So like if you just want to be like one of those little custom avatar things, that's really cool. You can do. You know, you can have your they have like a Z stamps, you know, like just like a brief emoji thing, so you can like customize it that any way you want that to be, like what word you want with that picture. So you can have like Majin Buu looking mad or something like that, and you can just like say sorry bro under it or something like that. It's one of those type of things. So and yeah, like it's just been fun. It's just been fun just to dick around a bit with it, like in so many ways. Like I said, I've just been playing practice mode, and I've been playing practice mode for fucking hours, and I haven't done that really since I first played Street Fighter 4. Where it's just like I just enjoy the game for the game of it, and just playing in the mechanics of it, and just like trying out every character, even if I don't really necessarily am good with it, or like I don't even think I'm going to be good at this game, but like it's a game I can see myself just keep playing and having fun, and like it might even turn to a thing like Blaze Blue, where like I enjoy that game so much that more or less accidentally got the platinum for it. But like Blaze Blue was like an insane thing for a game for me to get a platinum from. Like Tekken 7 I got a platinum for, but that game was like relatively more easy. But like Blaze Blue was like actually a fucking challenge to get that. And like I actually did that, and that's like one of my more satisfying platinums I've ever gotten. So like yeah, it's just a really great game. Yeah, in all shapes and forms. Like it looks so good, it plays so good. It's just a fun game. I can't wait to play with more people. Like I actually got in contact with one of my old friends. And like we haven't talked in forever, and like we're gonna play this game together, and like eventually we're gonna play Monster Hunter together when I get that and when he gets that. So, but we're both so obsessed with this game that like that's all we're playing right now. So like I'm excited. This game's great.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. It's also cool to hear it is so fully featured. Do you have a team yet? Do you have your 3? Do you think?
Like it keeps changing, but like probably right now my 3 would be Gotenks. Gotenks is real good. Krillin, because he has like he's more diverse than even I gave him credit for. Like, cause like I'm like getting to like some weird meta shit, and pardon me for like saying some weeb shit, but like whatever.
You're forgiven. I think you're in good company here. So
but like when Krillin does his Zanzoken, his after image technique, but when he does his Zanzoken, like I've been looking at that forever, like ever since like the beta. I'm like, what is this move? Like he just makes another version of himself, but it doesn't really do anything. It just pops out of nowhere, and I'm like, what even like is that thing? And then I found out like when I was actually in practice, I'm like, oh, it's a projectile. It's a projectile that like if he does his other form and if the other form is near you, like he'll kick you in the head and he'll be that form instead of just like having that disappearing. And like I just couldn't figure that out when I was like actually playing as him before, and like now it makes so much sense. And like I can see how diverse he is, you know, with his Taioken, Solar Flare, and when he does like his other moves, like yeah, like I'm just so into it. And like there's some characters I still want to figure out though, like Beerus, he's probably my biggest challenge to figure out like how to like get him down mechanically. Just because he could just some of these orbs around him, and I know he could kick him around the way he wants to. I just need to figure that out. Hit's been interesting as far as like all his like diverse moves, as far as like freezing time and freezing his freezing characters, and like how he just teleports around the area. It's like really interesting, and I really need to get into that. Yeah, there's so much shit, dude. There's so much shit that like I'm just nerding out and just enjoying about. Like yeah, like like it's funny how into it I am, and into it in a way where it's like I said, like I said that when I said earlier, like excuse me for my weep shit, but like like Dragon Ball is one of those things where I'm like really into, and like I like seeing like Zanzoken and like Taioken and all these certain things. Like it's not Kaioken, it's Kaioken, you idiots. And but like that shit matters to me, and I really enjoy it. And I enjoy playing. Like I love this game knows who the fuck I am, and that's what I enjoy about the most. Because like when you play that game, it starts off default in Japanese. I'm like, yes, you can do that. You know who I am. You know what I want. You know what I want. Video game. This shit like that. That's like, yeah, it's like that's what's the best about it. It's like something made for me, put in front of me, and like for me to enjoy. And it's like, this is for you, dude. Like this is like 100% for you. I'm like, yes, you totally get me. I love you. So
that's awesome.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
You want to know what my team's going to be in that game?
Hit me with it, Tony.
So it's going to be Goku.
Okay.
Goku Super Saiyan Blue.
All right.
And Goku Black.
All right. The all Goku trifecta. It's gotta be weird, like swapping Goku for Goku Super Saiyan Blue, like doing that team trade. It's like there's a lot of Goku going on in this team.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I'm excited for you.
I have a question, Navashin.
Mm-hmm.
What is Goku Black?
I talked about this on like our pre-bonus content, bonus content.
You wanted me to get into it for real?
I don't know what is it.
What is it?
Hold on, spoilers, dude.
Who is it? Is a better
Yeah,
question.
spoilers, dude.
Spoiler warning for Dragon Ball Super. Go Nabashin.
All right, so
Okay, wait.
So-
My biggest question is Goku Black Goku.
yes and no.
Okay, great.
So there's this other see, when I speak is gonna be weird, so like excuse me. Like do you Supreme Kai, they're called Supreme Kais, but do you know about the Kaioken? Or not the Kaioken, the Kaioshins. The Supreme Kais.
Yes.
Yes. So like because there's multiple universes, there was another Supreme Kai in another universe, and like he was training another Kai to like to train him up. His name is what was it, Zeldin?
Zamasu, I believe.
Zamasu, thank you.
I read about this extensively last night, so I'm caught up.
So like he's just this like he's his Supreme Kai in training, trying to figure out like because he has like a really distaste for humanity. Like he just feels like these people are worthless, like they're not even deserve to be to be alive, and like through means and events, Goku meets him, and like he was like, oh, let's fight, like 'cause you seem strong and stuff like that. Goku kind of beats him, and like Zamasu, this is just like he just feels disgusted that he was like even in his presence, but like he admired how strong he was. So like in another universe, not another timeline, sorry, in Future Trunks timeline, actually, Future Trunks that from the Cell games, that Trunks, so the events with him, where Zamasu fought Goku, he got to the point where like he just got like he just like hated it so much that like God, what happened? Did he
used the Super Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku.
That's what happened. Yes, the Super Dragon Balls, not the regular.
Not the
Dragon
regular ass
Yeah,
Dragon
the
Balls.
Super Dragon Balls.
Yes, and like and so like he killed Goku, who was in his old body, and he became the new version of Goku, which is Goku Black. So that is him. He is a Supreme Kai in Goku's body because he wants to like have the possession of like a Saiyan, being super strong and stuff like that.
All right.
And he's from the Future Trunks saga, or Future Trunks timeline. I'm sorry. He killed that Bulma in that version.
He killed a lot of people.
Yeah, he killed a lot of
It's
people.
fucked up.
Pretty much kill most of humanity all over again.
Yeah. After Trunks went through all that shit to stop Cell, he goes in, starts killing people again.
Mm-hmm.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, he was trying to eradicate humanity. That's how he is. That's how he is as a person. So like that's pretty much just Goku Black. This Goku again, but like this in another person that has another person possessing him.
Alternate universe Goku. Got it.
Yeah.
Evil Goku.
It's Akuma.
Yeah, it's Akuma.
Hmm.
No, Akuma is still Akuma. He wasn't like body swapped. It was like if Ginyu kept Goku's body, but was like a god.
Exactly.
What about like is Goku Black the Monokuma of this world?
I mean, like
No.
I think he's just like an evil dude. He's less of a guy that gets off on despair.
All right.
Like less kinky, let's say.
All right.
What's great though is when Goku Black teams up with the Zamasu of like the regular timeline or the prime timeline,
Yes.
and then they like start hanging out, and it's like Zamasu and then Zamasu in Goku's body chilling, fighting dudes. It's weird. It's messed up, y'all. I did a lot of reading last night. I played some video games. If that's all you got, Namashin.
That's all I got.
I've been continuing to replay The Witcher 3. I'm like 50 hours into that now. I got to Skellige. And listen, I love The Witcher 3. I think Velen and Novigrad, very cool parts of that game, but fuck all the parts of that game that aren't Skellige. Because Skellige is where it's at.
I thought it was like, huh? I think that's a hot take, but okay.
No, I
really didn't know you were going with that.
No, I really like Skellige a lot.
I thought you saying fuck Skellige compared to the rest of the area.
No,
like,
no,
that's
no.
the opposite of everything else.
I don't know. I thought Skellige was kind of meh.
Dude, I love Skellige. I just love the the people on it. I love the way that the islands look. I love the kind of like snowy atmosphere, the forest, like the mostly pine tree forests.
I was ready to go back to the mainland after like 5 hours there.
Dude, I'm like, I never want to go back. I spent a lot of time in Novigrad though, and I would say like going back through it, man, like Novigrad is one of the best proportioned cities in a video game because it's big, but it's also like dense in a way that like is very true to how a city is. Like there's a lot of homeless people, a lot of beggars.
I mean, they're homeless people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
those exist.
Yeah, and like there is like the upper like kind of ritzy area in like the northern island part of it. Just the way it is laid out in the different sections of Novigrad are just very well made and well proportioned. Because I think about like the city, there's some cities in Assassin's Creed Origins that were well proportioned. But a lot of it is just doesn't come close to how Novigrad is laid out and how well it is. And like there's like the city outside of the city as well, like the kind of rural-ish areas there. It's very well made, and I appreciate that a lot more this time around. I'm just having a great time. I'm like level 22 now, running around Skellige, fighting cyclopses. That whole island where you like go through helping Croc's son kill the frost giant is just so good. All of it is so good. The game's great. It continues to be great. Also, I didn't put this on here. I played a little bit of the standalone Gwent game for the first time ever. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, there are a lot of weird changes.
There's a lot of weird changes. It's like way more like Hearthstone than I probably would have liked. But like I get it. Like Gwent is in the grand scheme of things very shallow in The Witcher 3.
So
it's not bad though. It's fun. It goes by a lot faster. But like in the standalone Gwent game, like a lot of like there's armor on cards, which means like if they get attacked by other cards, which is also like a totally new thing where you can damage other cards and bring down basically their total damage. It'll protect them from that. There are a lot more cards that spawn other cards or summon other cards. It looks great. I think the presentation of it's very good. Like all the moving characters on the cards, the kind of cell shaded art style of the UI and everything. But it's just a lot going on versus OG Gwent, which is just wonderfully simple. And I liked that a lot. I just played a little bit more Stardew Valley. I'm going to try and just get through the end of year 2 just to see what the kind of like end slate of that game looks like, even because I've never seen it before. But I haven't really done anything new there. And I got through the second dungeon in Blossom Tales, which I've continued to play, so that I can hopefully get a review up for that at some point. Very cool. Like the second dungeon was even better than the first one. It's again the same thing I said about the first one I think last week. Like the dungeons are very long and challenging, whereas I feel like most of the overworld parts of that game seem pretty breezy and easy. But I don't know if that's going to change as I kind of get to the second half of the map. There's like half of the overworld that I haven't even seen yet, so we'll see how that continues to go along. But there are a lot of puzzles in the dungeons in that game that revolve around like pushing blocks or not stepping on certain tiles. But the movement is a little slippery. Like there's a little bit of inertia to how you move and stop, and you kind of slide around pretty easily. So it's a little not intuitive, I guess. The way you move is contrary to how those puzzles and how exact they are. So that's a little cumbersome. But outside of that, I'm having a good time with that game. Very Zelda-like. Like I said last week, possibly to its own detriment, but it is overall very fun. The other thing I got, and this is one I might throw Scott's way as far as a suggestion, is a game called Celeste, which I guess came out today. A lot of people have been raving about it. Its reviews came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. Like IGN gave this game a 10. It is from the same makers as Towerfall, which I couldn't remember last week, but I remember now. And I think they haven't. I think it's either one or two people They haven't made any other game since Towerfall, but same art style as Towerfall. You play a girl named Madeline, and she is climbing a mountain called Mount Celeste, and it is a platformer that is a little reminiscent of Super Meat Boy, I would say. Like, they're very, very difficult laid out levels. It is, if you die, you respawn very quickly. And like the game seems, I guess, to get harder and harder as it goes on with like a bunch of post-game challenges afterwards. Apparently, it's also got a very good story, but I haven't really gotten deep into it. I just played the first chapter of the game, which is like an abandoned city at the base of the mountain. So like you're going through just these one-screen levels, I guess you could say. And then when you go to the next screen, that's a new checkpoint, and like that screen is a level. So it's kind of like going through the Super Meat Boy levels, like where it's just one screen and you go to the end of it, but you don't have to pop out to a menu after each one. And like those series of levels are that chapter. And there are collectibles kind of thrown in there too. These little strawberries that you can collect as you're going through. But yeah, it is a very cool game. I guess you might get more abilities as the game goes on, but the only ability I have that you get from the get-go is a dash. What's cool is, so if you dash, you can dash in midair. It's basically like a second jump. It's a lot like the dash in Towerfall, if you've played that. But your hair turns blue if you dash, which indicates that you've already dashed and you can't dash again until you rest by standing on a platform. But you can like climb walls, and there are like these crystals that will sometimes float in the air that'll basically, you dash through it and it'll reset your dash so you can dash again. So you can kind of stay airborne for a certain amount of time. It seems very, very good, very well made. It feels great. And I believe it's only on Switch. It's on PS4 and Xbox One as well. I just haven't seen it there. And PC. So I'm into it so far. I've heard a lot of good things about the story. I just haven't gotten to see them yet. But yeah, this wasn't on my radar until just recently, but I've already had multiple people suggest it to me, even though I already bought it today. But yeah, like I said, I've only played about a half hour of it, but it seems very cool. Might be up your alley, Scott. Worth at least looking at. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I didn't get to much outside The Witcher this week. So how about we take a break? When we come back, we can talk about the very little bit of news, and then maybe talk about some games we're excited about in the first few months of this year, and then we'll take some questions and throw it out. So we will be back in just a little bit.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Chugga chugga, shoot shoot. Let me get a glass of water. I will be right back.
Same.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Get out.
Get Out. Get Out, a movie nominated for multiple Oscars, which is cool. Why is it so cold? Are you like still in like a basement corner, Tony?
It's not a basement corner. It's just a place that is near a water heater.
I don't know. Is it cold? That's my question. Because I'm
No.
I'm in a basement.
No, I'm not cold at all.
Okay, it's chilly. It is chilly down here, which I like. It's just a thing.
Though I also have a an electric like space heater next to me
Nice.
because cold.
I went to-
sick.
Yes, that'll do it. I went to a restaurant the other day.
Wow.
Not the other day. It was like a week ago.
Wow. You
Thanks.
ate?
I know, it's crazy. But the bathroom was very cold because it's kind of like out from the main area of the restaurant. And I walked up to the sink, and there's a space heater like strategically right under the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just my pants became very warm very quickly, and I thought I peed myself. So I'm just saying, depending on where you put
What
that space
restaurant
heater,
were you at?
It was the Woodbury Kitchen. Very nice place. Scott, you back?
Nope.
Knob machine, you back? Double nope.
Damn. Betrayed.
Betrayal.
So I think I might get Fighter Z sooner than I was gonna.
It sounds good, man. I just I don't think a fighting game is gonna keep my attention at the moment.
Fight me in it, dude. Let's go.
Fight me. I guess we could fight each other in it if you brought it over or something.
How it's I would have it digitally though.
You can always
And also then I'd have to go to your house, and that hasn't happened since Extra Life.
listen, man. You can come over. You just let me know like a week in advance so I can prepare my body.
Just schedule this.
That's I mean, to be fair, that's just how I do it now. Because if not, like I just want to be alone and die.
I mean, I have days off next week.
What days do you have off? Do you have Wednesday off?
And no, I work 8:30 to 5 on Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday would be best.
Monday and Thursday.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Scott. I mean, we could reasonably hang out Wednesday night if you wanted to.
Maybe.
Let me know. You tell me, and I will tell you, and then we'll tell each other.
Well, so what you're saying is I'll tell you, then you'll strategically ignore me until Wednesday night, 11:30 p.m. Be like, hey, dude.
No, I have to be up early Thursday morning for work. But
Well, right, and then I would have to be like, no, I have work.
I think I work at 7 a.m. Thursday.
Thursday, I have work. No, I'm off on Thursday.
Yeah, you're off Thursday.
Oh man.
You guys doing get together?
Possibly
Maybe we broached the idea.
Wednesday evening. What's your schedule look like now, Scott, for school?
This semester's a sad semester.
That sounds sad. Just the way you said
I
it.
just have one class that's from 5 to 7 p.m.
Oh, okay.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad in terms of that, but it's like I'd rather be taking 15 credits.
Yeah. Always.
How you doing in general, Scott? You feel any better?
In school, yeah.
No, I mean your personal health.
Oh,
Is your rib cage still shattered?
let's see. Hold on. Actually, is today finally that's
It's the 26th.
I can find it if I want to find it, but I can't feel it when I move around anymore.
Okay. Yikes, man. Don't die. Make sure there's no cracked ribs.
Now, I think I would know if they're cracked, and I say that with as half sure. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I know if they're cracked. Pretty sure it would hurt a little more.
I would expect it would be more consistent pain throughout. But then again, like the thing you do for cracked ribs is like you tie a bandage around your chest and like I don't know, deal with it until it's healed. So, which sucks, y'all. We gotta figure this out. All right, you guys ready? Rad. I figure. Here's my predicament and option. I really like Toaster Strudel or Pop Tart, but I don't want to just keep stealing from the Easy Allies. But I like the idea of going through the first couple of months here of the year and like maybe picking out one thing that we're really excited about or one thing that we're more worried about. But I can't think of any good rebranding opportunities here.
I don't like the idea. We should just not steal from them.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not trying to steal from them, but we can go through and we'll shout out the big ones. I would say just let me know of these February and March, I guess, because we're done with January. What are the ones that you are most excited about? I know Scott and I got our eyes set on March 26th, but March 23rd, excuse me.
What's March 23rd?
Kuni 2, my man.
Yeah, that's coming too soon.
Too soon.
Like, I have so little left to do, but I don't have a place to play the first game anymore.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to finish it.
And like, I do not want to start over. I'm so close.
Yeah. Do you still have a PS3?
Absolutely. Original launch PS3, my dude.
Is it got your save on it still?
Yeah,
My dude.
Do you have the game? My dude. I could lend you the game so that way you could at least finish it if you still have your save.
I should have the game. I should have the save. I should have everything there. I don't have a place to play. I can't even hook it up to the monitors here.
You gotta figure this out, dude. I need you to.
It's like I'd have to play it standing.
I mean, to be fair, Ni no Kuni 2 takes place like 100 years later and has nothing to do with the first one. But I just want you to finish it. I talked to someone recently about Ni no Kuni, and like they were also one of few people that had actually gone through and finished the game. I'm like, yeah.
I played like some of it.
You did?
That got fucking boring.
All right, whatever. The game does get grindy about 30 hours in, I will say.
No, the game gets boring about 4 hours in.
I disagree. Whatever, man. You're out there playing Monster Hunter.
What is that guy's name? Like Slippy or whatever?
Mr. Drippy?
Sucks.
He's great.
He's a really bad character.
He's the best. Oh, he's so much fun. I just want to hang out with Mr. Drippy. Get drunk with him.
He didn't get to the part where Mr. Drippy really shines.
That's true. You get Mr. Drippy's
So
village.
never? Yeah, you're right. I did stop before
Fuck you.
never.
Hey, fuck you, Tony. All right, I'm hitting this thing. News in gaming. Y'all all ready for some news?
This week in gaming, Alex streamed about a fighting game.
I did. I had a dream about an anime fighting game. I looked up this game you sent me, Nabishin. It was not this one, but it might have been inspired by it in some weird, deep way.
It's literally what you said.
No, this game had not just a bunch of like anime characters in it. It also had like Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Well, you didn't mention that in your tweet.
You're right. But it was also like
you said an anime. You said an anime crossover with anime characters, and it has Asuna in it, and boom, that's all the stuff. Right
there is a game that meets that criterion. It was very weird. There was let me tell you guys about my dream. It was very specific. It was like the four of us.
Can we not? This is no. I'm stopping right here. This is bonus content.
So if
this is bonus content, you just played the news and gaming track. It is time for news and gaming.
I could have had a vision of the future, man. This anime game could be coming. It's like 140 characters. There was like this.
We're having an anime fighting game with characters of whoever. I want Ainz Ul Gaon to be in it.
I don't even know who that is.
That would be my main.
The best part about I think this dream was it did have a bunch of anime characters that I hadn't, as the dreamer, had no idea who they were, but were definitely anime characters.
This is not going to play on the podcast, but you need to see what this guy looks like.
It was very real to life. Is all I'm saying. It was anime as fuck. That's just a dude with a skeleton head.
He is the best, dude. You need to watch his anime. It's so good.
There are too many animes.
Tony,
Yeah.
do you like jelly or jam?
Oh, this is a great question. This is
I guess
very
you
important.
Understand the difference between the two.
Jelly.
All right, we're all jelly people, so there you go.
All right.
There
How
you
do you
go.
feel that? Just as a follow up, how do you feel about grape jelly?
Not nearly as good as raspberry jelly, but it's all right.
Okay, as long as it's all right.
Well, see, here's the question.
Okay.
How do you find raspberry jelly? I can only find raspberry jam.
What do you mean?
I found raspberry jelly.
You see, this is the core of the issue. I don't think he understands the difference between jelly and jam.
I do.
That's got to be jelly because jam don't shake like that. Wait, let's talk about some news. Can we?
That's my
please?
jelly. That's my jam. There you go.
That's my jelly. That's my jam.
That's your pop.
Though I
or
will
Tootsie
say,
Strudel.
on the subject of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, grape jelly is the only way to go.
All right. We can come to a good consensus here then. So Sony just very quietly was like, all right, God of War is coming out. What is with them and just dropping blog posts with release dates in it? It's like, hey, we know our release dates will never be ready for any of our fucking press conferences, so we're just gonna post about it on the PlayStation blog. They just dropped a blog post, a new story trailer for God of War. That actually looked pretty good. And it is coming out April 20th. Blaze it up with Kratos and his son.
Blaze it up with the Crimson Echidna.
Yeah, with the Crimson Echidna, Kratos the God of War.
I feel like they could have said something like May, like a month ago when PSX happened,
Yeah,
and
when
then,
PSX
and then in the blog said,
Like-
you know what? We can do this by April.
Yeah, it would have been good press. Dude, I'm with you, Scott. I guess they're just in the habit now of they don't want to say a release date too early. I'm sure they had this date in mind, though.
I mean, it's kind of what Blessing said. Would we rather complain about them delaying the game constantly, or would we rather complain about them not giving us a release date?
I would rather complain about them not giving us a release date. I'm not one of those people that gets super upset about delays, but I know I'm in the minority about that. So, I don't know. I'm glad it has a date. I think it's a good one. I don't know any other big things coming out in April except for obviously Nintendo Labo, which I think these games appeal to very different audiences. But yeah, I think that is a good solid date. It's probably before Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, which is I'm still putting my money on May. Although that might at this point come out in fall if we don't hear anything soon. So, yeah, I think that's a good day. The trailer looked good. You didn't watch it right now, but you are now off of any info about God of War.
Yeah. Yeah, I know nothing about that game, and I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I think at this point, after watching that trailer, I know just enough to be tentatively excited about it. I've not looked forward to a God of War game ever in my life, but let this be the first one. It seems cool. It seems like a very smart place for that franchise to be, and the game actually looks fun to play as well. So hopefully there is a lot to it. They said it was 25, 30 hours long at PSX, but believe it when we see it. The other big news was Microsoft came out and announced that going forward, starting in March with Sea of Thieves, their Xbox Games Pass, so their access to 100 games instantly for $10 a month, kind of like their Netflix of games equivalent, will now include all first-party major Xbox releases the day of release. So this will start on March 20th with Sea of Thieves. So if you are a subscriber to Xbox Games Pass, the day it comes out, you'll have access to Sea of Thieves. And this will go continuing forward for all of their major games, which this year, as far as we know, includes State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3, but will also include Forza, Gears of War, and Halo. So all first-party Microsoft properties, which is a big deal. I think that is a good way to bolster that service, which I think already has a pretty good list of games on there. I think like Gears of War 4 is on there now, and a bunch of other great stuff. And again, it is a mix and mash of backwards compatible Xbox 360 games available on Xbox One, and also Xbox One games. So yeah, I know you were a big fan of this too, Navashin.
Yeah. I think it's it does a lot for them, and it does a lot for them in a lot of good ways, because it's like say like Sea of Thieves comes out, and like it's not necessarily something that's like the biggest thing, or like it was a $60 game. It was a $60 game that someone had to invest in, like just like get when you get an Xbox One, like a normal consumer. Like if it was just like that by itself, then like you could probably have its own fan base, but like I don't think it will really like get super big. Probably it can, like I don't know. But like this literally guarantees that game to be successful in some way, shape, or form. Because like it's not with the subscription with Game Pass, which is like $10 a month. So like you get that, and then like you can just try that game for yourself, and like you can be part of a community, and like there'd be so many people like I like this, like it's a great incentive, like if you already have an Xbox One, obviously, like to like get this one. And it's like literally like if you plan on buying like 2 Xbox games in a year, then like it's already made its money's worth, because it's like $120 a year. So it's already worth it for that. So like it's like a why not type of thing. Like I have an Xbox One, why the fuck not would I not get this thing?
Yeah, it is. And it is way easier to, like, if you just get an Xbox One too, to just like spend $10 and like at least get an idea of the library that you're pulling from. And if that's going to include whatever the big Microsoft game of that month is, including Sea of Thieves or State of Decay 2 or whatever, that's a good get. And as far as I know, I feel like most Xbox Ones are probably shipping with some amount of days free of Game Pass.
Yeah, 14 days.
Yeah, because my Xbox One X came with one. So you'll get a taste of that for free no matter what. So yeah, this is a great deal. It's just, again, Microsoft being really aggressive on the service end of things with backwards compatibility and Games Pass and all this, while Sony is, still doing better, but like not doing nearly as many competitive, like player or consumer friendly choices. So I don't know, it's cool.
I mean, it's very like apples and oranges with those two consoles now, because it's like Sony is like they're giving you the games that you want in a way, like like I used to be a big Medieval fan when I was younger, and it's like, oh, they're bringing back Medieval, that's crazy, that makes me emotional and cry about it or something like that. And then Microsoft is like, oh, this is like the place to literally play your video games, because like it's like like the service and like everything on that system is fucking like the best way you can play video games, period, honestly. Like if you want your best third-party games, you want it on Xbox One. If you wanted like the best online service, you get an Xbox One. You want the best like party chat or whatever, you get an Xbox One, or communities or whatever.
Or if you had like a 360 and you had a lot of games either digitally or physically, like it's a good chance that at least half of them are going to just work on Xbox One X or Xbox One.
Like, oh, I want to play Red Dead Redemption again, and like I don't want to drag out my PS3, play on my Xbox One. Why the fuck not?
So like I think for console players that have had consoles, either, especially like most console players had a 360, I think at some point. Going to Xbox One is a much easier sell now, just between Games Pass and their backwards compatibility stuff, if they're looking to maintain their library to any extent, which I guess like isn't most people, but whatever. It's cool. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. Like
if there's only like probably like 3 cynical things I could probably think about this, but like other than that, it's like a like why wouldn't you do this? Like honestly, but like the thing is I like think about is like since it's such a good incentive, does that mean like they won't really need to do first parties that stuff anymore? To an extent, like obviously there's some gonna put out stuff, but like the way they can put it out is like more of a drip feed, like at least like one game every like 6 months or whatever, and make it not 6 like maybe every 3 months or something like that. You know what I mean? Like to like have something there, but like like don't have it be like front and center.
I don't know. I think that's gonna depend on who they're kind of trying to appeal to, because I think there is still an argument that you should just get a PS4 because, like, not only will it have the games that are available on both, but it'll also have a bunch of games that are just not available on the competitor. At least, especially for me, right? Like, I can't say Xbox One at all because, like, I'm a person that wants to play the Niers and plays the Persona 5s and whatnot. So, I'm in a tough position for something like that. So, it depends on the audience that you're kind of looking to. If you're someone who just plays Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed every year, like Evan Wall, God rest his soul, wherever he is, flying a plane.
So I happened to be looking at the Irrational Passions Steam group yesterday. There's one comment on the board in the Irrational Passions Steam group from Evan Wall that says IP faux life.
Yeah, so much for that, you fucking
right?
turncoat.
What date was that?
I don't know. I'd have to pull it back up.
It's probably like 2011.
I don't know. It's within like 2 clicks. So hold on.
What a bastard.
March 13th, 2012 at 1 p.m. or 1:12 p.m.
He's probably doing it inside a class at a college.
For life.
Rational Passions podcast for life, huh?
For life.
So much for that, huh, Evan? It's so great because now we just have like an entire audience that just doesn't even know who Evan is.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Anyway, yeah, I think like for the people like Evan that are like playing mostly third-party games, like the big ones like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed or Battlefield or Battlefront, like Xbox One is kind of a no-brainer because you get those, you get access to Games Pass, which lets you introduce to other things.
And to be fair, that's the majority of
people.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think like it is the things that you hear are exclusive that at least perk people's ears up already. Like, now that the install base has already been had, like the majority of consoles are just out there and they're PS4s. It is just, how do you make profit on hardware that you've already sold? It's with exclusive software or by keeping people coming for the exclusives. And that's like God of War looks really great. The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted, like these big critical successes that do, I would say, not Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed numbers, but at least get people interested in buying that platform. And I just Microsoft has just nothing, right? Like, it is just like they have great services, but I feel like it is harder to make a big PR buzz about a good service.
And it's weird too, because like almost this whole generation, I don't think they really had a game that's like really a talking point to an extent.
No, the only like big unique one so far for me has been Sea of Thieves.
Like Sea of Thieves and like probably like other than like Ori and the Blind Forest and kind of Cuphead even like I can't really think of something that's like like that was part of a conversation that like lasted for like more than like the initial month that came out. Like even Gears, like as much as I like Gears 4, like that seemed like the really came and went.
I think it's just because like they are not as new ideas, and like that's why I'm curious to see how something like God of War does, because God of War is still like an old IP, but they're doing it very differently, so it's hard to compare. So we'll see, but like Persona is like a big new thing for a lot of people, so that's why Persona 5 I think gets the talk of the town, and Nier Automata obviously is a huge new thing. So I don't know. We'll see.
Just one more thing, like do you think pretty much all their exclusive games that is going to be like on Xbox Game Pass is going to be more of the games of service type of thing?
I don't think so. I don't even see like Sea of Thieves necessarily as a games as a service thing. I think I just see it more as like a multiplayer focused game, because like there's been
how about that more multiplayer focused video games?
Maybe, but like there's been a lot of talk about a new Fable game coming out. Like that's been super rumored since the beginning of the year, and if that's going to be like in this and like going forward in this, I think like that's Microsoft is just in the unfortunate spot where most of their exclusive games just happen to be multiplayer games as well. Like Crackdown and State of Decay are both big co-op games, and Halo and Forza are obviously big multiplayer games. So
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm curious. Like, I hope these Fable rumors pay off as true, because I think if you like really rebuild Fable up from the ground up for modern audiences today, I think that could be a really cool Western RPG.
Is Tony the only one amongst us who's for the Fable?
I think so. You played all 3 Fable games, as far as I know, Tony.
Yep, I did play them all.
Which one was your favorite out of those 3?
2.
2. Okay, I think that's what most people say. Yeah, I was like looking because I was out of curiosity. I was like, man, I'd play Fable 1, that anniversary edition that they did, but it's like $40 still, and I'm like, I would not pay. And Fable 2 is $20, and I was like,
no one should pay $40 for Fable.
Yeah, exactly. So,
the only Fables I want to play is The Wolf Among Us 2.
Where at, Telltale? Come pay the piper. So yeah. Also, like, I feel like Xbox does not have a Death Stranding equivalent. They don't have a thing that's just like absurd, for better and for worse.
I mean, like we went over this all last year, and I'm not trying to retread wars with that or whatever, but like, I think they're going into the right direction with this, or at least I hope it does. Like,
I totally think they are. I just like, it is hard to make a big PR buzz about a service, but I think like what that does is like they start quietly making up ground in the background, and I think that does well for them.
Yeah, I think it's this E3 again. Like, honestly, like, for me personally, I will say, they need to come out with a big exclusive, at least for this E3, like an exclusive as far as like showing that like they're at least trying to be different. Like, their spiel last year was like, this is the most diverse content that Xbox has ever had, and it's like, yeah, but it's like not enough, I guess you could say.
Or you're not spending the time in the places that you should highlighting those different things.
Not like the way you were during the 360. Not like when you have fucking Final Fantasy 13 on fucking stage, and it's like, yeah, it's coming to our system.
Yeah,
like that's the shit I want to see.
Yeah, it's just like when you spend 20 minutes of your hour and a half long press conference doing the same Gears of War 4 demo that we've seen time and time again, and then like your highlight reel of 10 minutes with highlighting Ori and Cuphead and all that. It's like, well, it is a diverse content list, but like, what are you spending your time on? You're just selling Gears of War to me again. I want you to sell me Cuphead and Ori and things like that. So that is, I think, would do them some good, which I think they did pretty well last year. Like, you know, they had a good, like Metro was a good moment for that. And, Super Lucky's Tale was good for that. So
even Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, and even Dragon Ball FighterZ, but that was like their big Japanese game on stage, and that's a good one to have too. So that's it for news, right? Like nothing. We're in a pretty slow news territory.
Yeah.
So in front of me, I have
Paragon is dead.
Paragon is dead. Oh yeah, that's right. That came out this morning. And Epic is like issuing refunds. They're like, hey, sorry, we're killing Paragon. Whoops. They sold that game physically, y'all. Poor Paragon. Andrea Renee is so sad somewhere. But there's another MOBA shot like a limp dog in the streets. In front of me, I have a big list of games from the year of our Lord 2018. And I want to go through them and kind of highlight the big ones that we're excited with. And, you know, just take a look at the games coming out in the first 3 months of this year. We're like really at the end of January here. But some games came out this year or this month. Kirby Battle Royale came out like very quietly on the 3DS. I don't know if y'all remember this.
Are we doing the Pop-Tart Toaster Strudel?
No, I don't want to.
Jelly and Jam.
Ooh, we could do Jelly and Jam. I like that.
That's my jelly. That's my jam.
That's my jelly. That's my jam. So, all right. What I would propose, because Scott and Tony have no idea what we're talking about. If there's a game this is like your number one most anticipated, excited about, that's your jelly. That's what you want to spread on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If there's a game that you think people should be worried about, or at least like maybe slow your roll, like maybe this isn't going to be as big a deal as you think it might be, that's your jam. Which sounds counterintuitive, but we mean like jam as in the spreadable. Is there tube jam? That's what I want to know, because there's like you can get jelly in a tube.
You can get tomato paste in a tube.
You can in like a Go-Gurt tube. So I want to know if there's an equivalent for jam. Ooh.
Maybe like it's a more toothpaste tube.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound good. No, I really think about. No, I really let that sink in. Kerbal Space Program came out on PS4 and Xbox One earlier this month, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Again, okay. It's enhanced edition. Street Fighter V Arcade came out. We don't really have to spend any time on these since they're already out, but those are out. Another couple of cool games that came out this week, this Tuesday, Iconoclasts, which is a cool action Metroidvania platformer for PS4, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and PC. Or not Switch, not yet, for PS Vita. That actually looks really cool. And Lost Sphere, which is the second game from the Tokyo RPG Factory, they had made I Am Setsuna, which was the very Chrono Trigger-like game, and Lost Sphere is similar, and that came out on PS4 and Switch and PC on Tuesday. I'm curious about that one. It's $50 though. It's just like I'm not made of money, y'all. I'm not about to throw down on a classic game like. And then Celeste, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Monster Hunter World all came out this week as well. So going forward, looking for jams and jellies, Dissidia Final Fantasy NT comes out on the 30th of January. Nobishin, what is currently the lore in Dissidia? Why is Squall fighting Cloud?
I've never played those games.
Like, to be fair, you were my one hope for the person that has played this. Having never finished a Final Fantasy, or never played a Final Fantasy game before 15, really, you were my shot in the dark for that game.
If you want lore on that, get a hold of Justin Graphius.
All right, it's true. Justin Graphius, send us a long, detailed email that we'll forget to read on the show about the lore of Dissidia Final Fantasy NT and why our good friends Vaughn from Final Fantasy 12 and Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 are fighting. I just want to know what's going on. No one's excited for this game. I don't believe it. Let's see. Going into February, the first there's Gundamoniums, which I didn't know was a name for a video game, is coming out on the 2nd of February. I guess that's a Gundam game.
No, that's a shooter game that was on PlayStation 3 a long time ago.
But it's got Gundam in the name, so I'm very confused. I guess it has Gundam, not Gundam, and thus the confusion. That comes out on the 2nd for PS4 and Vita, but the first big one is Shadow of the Colossus, the remake, comes out on PS4 on February 6th. I'm very excited for this. It is a from the ground up remake with no additional content as far as I know. But I'm looking forward to just at least seeing it and seeing that run, and just playing through that game again. And a big one, Rust, is finally coming out for
1.0?
Rust 1.0 is coming out on February 8th.
I have zero interest.
Yeah, that game is like completely fallen off for you guys, right?
The game is dead.
Yeah, does anyone play that game anymore?
Like 7 people.
I imagine
everyone's either moved on to Ark, and I'm pretty sure that one died too.
Yeah,
it's PUBG.
Ark Survival, Paul? No, yeah.
Yeah, Ark is the other one. That is that out? I don't know. They've sold an expansion for that game. Yeah, so it should be out. But yeah, Rust hitting 1.0. Like
still the expansion games in early access.
I know that game's so fucked up. That is Rust is odd. I don't even know what that game looks like anymore. Graphically, I'm sure. I'm looking at a side-by-side comparison. It looks better.
Was Evan around when we were talking about Rust on this show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fuck, man. I'll tell you.
Man, back in the early days of Rust, you spawned in dick flopping.
Yeah, it's true. That's right. It was like you were naked. The game started its early access in December 2013.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, he was still here then.
Mm-hmm.
4 years later.
Jeez, going on 5. Yeah, so Rust is hitting 1.0 just in time for no one to care about it, which is unfortunate. But I'm glad the game is at least coming out of early access. It's easy to just never come out. On that same day, the first expansion for Civilization 6, Rise and Fall, comes out, which looks cool. And I'm not super privy to what they're adding with that. I do know that Civ 6 is like $13 on the Humble store right now, or like if you do the Humble subscription, which is cool. That's a good deal. Dragon Quest Builders is coming to Switch on the 9th.
That's a good one.
7 Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia comes to PS4, which is based on that Netflix localized anime, which I've heard good things about. I've also heard it's kind of like creepy, but that's like me with all anime. I don't understand. And then
Same.
very exciting, another anime game, Under Night in Birth, is coming not only to PS4 and Xbox One, or PS4 and PS Vita, but also to PlayStation 3 on February 9th, which just break out that PS3 and let's get going again. Dynasty Warriors 9 is coming out on the 13th, which continues that series. Although it's adding like some open world elements to it.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of enhancements. People are jazzed about that game.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Like Miranda Pomar, who's on the show last year, she is very excited for that game. So apparently Dynasty Warrior fans, look out. There could be one coming for you. Owlboy is coming out on Switch, PS4, and Xbox One on February 13th. So if you've not played it, as it was kind of locked to PC and Mac for a while, that has finally come to consoles. And another Radiant Historia game is coming out.
No, it's the same Radiant Historia.
Oh, it's the same one?
It's the same.
I just have it just been the same game over and over again for so long. Perfect Chronology is the subtitle for that one. So, the Secret of Mana remake, 3D like full remake, is coming out on PS4 and PS Vita and Windows on the 15th, and then the 16th, Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming to Switch. Nobtions finally some gratification, and also Faye, that like EA, one of the EA, not EA partners, EA Originals game is coming out on February 16th. That looks cool. It kind of has got some Metroidvania esque aspects to it. As far as like indie games, like that's Switch, PS4, Xbox One, so that seems like it could be a good Switch game. Let me see. The Age of Empires Definitive Edition, the full remake, is coming out on February 20th, and everybody's favorite game, Metal Gear Survive, is coming out February 20th. I totally forgot. I played the beta for this game.
What do you think?
That game is weird.
It is weird.
It's so weird. I would say that is my concerned jam. So every time I paused the game and went into the pause menu, the game crashed while I played the beta. The entire time, I never successfully could stay in the pause menu for longer than 2 seconds. I played with Logan Moore, host of Millennial Gaming Speak, friend of the show. He's been on before. Yeah, it is just like, so like, you're crafting like, it kind of reminded me of Orcs Must Die. You're crafting like traps and barriers and fences and all that to slow these hordes of zombies coming in. You have to like repair your weapons. You also have like a hunger thirst meter, but it's also all in the scope of the Fox engine, and it plays and feels and looks just like Metal Gear Solid 5, which in its defense plays and looks really well, or looks good, plays well, and it had a good feel to it. It's just like there's so much going on. There was like this in-game currency that seems like totally monetizable. I don't know if that game has like microtransactions or anything, but it definitely seems like it's going to. Yes. It's a $40 game, which is okay, but boy, it just like did not run successfully for me, considering I couldn't like pause. There were 3 missions available in that beta. The second one jumped you from like level 10 enemies, which were fine for where you start out, to level 20 enemies, which were basically impossible. So it was like, all right, play this first mission over and over and over again until you can do the second mission.
All of them were zombie unicorns, right?
Yeah, like weird headless guys with like these red pikes coming out where their neck is, but there are different like classes of enemies. Like there are these big fat guys in like these Onion Knight from Dark Souls suits, and they blow up if you kill them. And then there are like really fast guys. So there are a couple of different enemy types. But you're basically just trying to survive a timer, and then like the machine that you're protecting will blow up and kill all the zombies. But yeah, you're like gathering metal and wood to craft at a crafting bench, fences and stuff. It is like the full, reminding me kind of like a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of Orcs Must Die, those kinds of games. So, yeah, weird.
Yeah, I think that game will be competent and fine. I think it'll probably like get like a good 8 or 7, but like I have like zero interest in the game like whatsoever. Like
yeah, it seemed like a thing that can be good if you had a group to play with it.
Sure,
but no more so than like a Fortnite or something like that. Like I think the only kind of more niche group co-op game that I would want to get into, and I'll exclude Sea of Thieves just because like I feel like that's a little bit bigger. It's a bit more kind of family friendly. This year would be State of Decay 2. That's a game that I think would be the best experience with like a gang of 4. But we'll see. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus comes to Switch on the 22nd. That's good. I did not know that was getting ported to Switch until just this moment, but that is a match made in heaven right there. And outside of a few other remasters, Payday 2 is coming to Switch on the 27th of February. On the 6th of March, Bravo Team, that weird like SOCOM-esque PSVR game, is coming out. And Final Fantasy 10 or 15, not 10. The Windows Edition, what does it have? It's like the Royal Edition.
Yeah,
is the name of that, is coming to PC. And that Royal Edition, basically the DLC that is being added in the Royal Edition, which is like new content, new area to explore, new dungeon in the destroyed city of Insomnia, which sounds really cool. That will be available for anyone who has Final Fantasy 15 proper for $20. So that's kind of cool. And Scribblenauts Showdown is coming to Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. That is a game that like just basically quietly got announced last week out of nowhere, and that seems like all the press it's gonna get. Which kind of sucks because Scribblenauts was very cool. The Devil May Cry HD collection comes out on the 13th. That other like PSVR, I guess like when they announced that it was called PSVR, Golem was one of the games that they announced with that, where you like play as a little girl that can control this golem. That is coming out on the 13th, which looks cool. Like that was one of those PSVR games that I think might actually be really cool.
Real quick with that Devil May Cry HD collection, I want to take a bet with somebody.
Okay,
I can almost guarantee this is gonna happen. Like,
are we talking like Sly Cooper remaster collection style? Like,
no. It's not even like that. But it's something that I feel is totally gonna happen because like they did this on the PS3 version and the Xbox version. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna fix it because they're fucking Capcom. I want to bet anybody that like when you pause that game and you go into the menus, it's still 4x3. It's still 4x3.
Dude, I'll take that bet. I think they're gonna fix that.
Oh man! All right.
No, I'm with Namishan on this one.
All right. What's the bet? What are the terms?
If you lose, you have to pay Devil May Cry 4. I don't know.
All right, I will play through Devil May Cry 4 again if I lose. How about that?
Sure.
I will find a way. I'll buy this HD collection, even though I'm not like a fan of that game. For Cameron Abbott out there, and then if you lose, then you play through Devil May Cry 4.
How about DMC Devil May Cry?
Okay, yeah, you play through DMC Devil May Cry. That's like a great thing, though. I'm basically the only
I beat that game. I'll beat it again. I like that game.
that game's fucking great. Dude, somewhere out there, Cam and Jarrett Green are having an internal argument that DMC Devil May Cry is either the best Devil May Cry game or the worst. So Jared Green is on the winning side of that argument, in my opinion, believing that DMC Devil May Cry is the bomb. All right. I added you to our little bets thing. Just write that down for me so I don't forget.
Sure.
Kirby Star Allies, the Nintendo Switch Kirby game, comes out on March 16th, which is like a co-op game, I guess. Also, 2 years late, on March 20th, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered comes out to PS4 and Xbox One. We got there, Nalbashin. It just took a little bit of time. Attack on Titan 2, the sequel to that Attack on Titan Vita PS4 game, comes out. Sea of Thieves comes out, and Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, comes out. That game, you ready for it, Nalbashin?
Oh, that is my that's my jelly.
That's your jelly. Get your jelly ready. On the 21st of March.
I can't talk about it?
Oh, no, please. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm just really excited about the next game.
Yakuza 6 looks awesome, honestly. Like, being someone who didn't finish 5, they did like a little wrap-up video about like what happens at the end of 5 and like how it leads into Yakuza 6. And it's like this fascinating stuff. Just like because like this is supposed to be Kiryu's last game. Like if they do another Yakuza game, it won't have Kiryu in it, or at least not him as a playable character, I would think. But like seeing how 5 ended in the way that it ended, and like and like the stuff that happens just at the beginning of 6, like Haruka like has a child, and it's like, what is it's like this insane stuff, and then she gets hit by a car, she's in the hospital, and like you pretty much have to take care of the child and like try to find out who the father is. It's like just some deep stuff.
Whoa.
It's just like, yeah, it gets really deep, and it's like, whoa, dude, like what the fuck happened? Kiryu was in jail again? Because like, man, there's so much has happened. That makes me want to catch up to see like how it really plays out fully. But yeah, I'm super excited for 6.
Cool. That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
On the 21st of March, Valkyria Chronicles 4 comes out for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, the whole shebang. It's very exciting. Boy, Valkyria Chronicles finally coming back. I guess it looks like it is. That is the Japanese release date. I'm really excited to hear how people respond to Valkyria Chronicles 4. It's coming obviously here later in 2018, but it's still some point in 2018, hopefully like before September. But yeah, I'm really excited to hear what the response for that game is going to be. That weird 2-player co-op game, A Way Out, comes out on the 23rd of March, where it's like you have to play it split screen and you have to play it with another person. Detective Pikachu comes out on the 23rd of March. I'm curious, Tony, what is your flavor of Detective Pikachu? Where are you at with that game?
Never again.
How do you feel about Pikachu talking in a gruff detective voice?
I don't feel good about it.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll settle for that. Most importantly, on the 23rd, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom comes out. That's my jelly. I'm ready. I know that's Scott's jelly. That's the whole that's a whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich as far as I'm concerned. It comes to the PS4 and PC.
I get to be the pickle.
All right. Why would you put a pickle on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
What's wrong with you? Why don't you?
Is that a thing?
It's 100% a thing.
Okay, I've never done that before. I'm not like a huge fan of pickles, sliced pickles in general. I know, I'm killing you, Scott. I'm sorry.
I'm also messing with you.
Thank God that's not a thing. Whew. You know what? I bet that's somebody's thing out there. Yeah, Ni no Kuni 1 is great. Ni no Kuni 2, like, it looks like it's enhanced the combat a lot. It is, kind of building up this city as, like, this new prince to the kingdom. It just looks gorgeous. It's got a fucking world map, y'all. They're doing JRPG right. And on the 27th of March, Far Cry 5 comes out. I think that's it for those first 3 months.
That is my jam.
Oh, Concernicus?
Yeah. Like this is pretty much the same stuff I've been saying as always. Like I think Far Cry 5 is going to be a fine game. I think it'll be a fun game to play. I just think the subject matter and like the way that story's going to handle itself is just not going to be that great, and it's going to spawn a lot of opinion pieces. I feel, but not in the great way. Not like I don't think this is going to be like some informed like, oh, this is something we should all talk about like in a good way. It's going to be like, no, they handled this so poorly or something like that. And not that it'll take away sales from the game. That'll like do anything to really impact the game. It'll just be like a vibes type of thing. Like I had good vibes in Far Cry 3, despite how racist it is apparently, and I had good vibes in Far Cry 4, being how fun it was. But like I just think the vibes off this game is just going to be kind of negative all around, or at least on social media at least.
Yeah, I think that's fair to be concerned about it. Anything on there, Tony, that you're looking forward to at all?
No, not really, to be honest.
Really, man?
I got my golden goose already.
Dude, Monster Hunter is the gift that keeps on giving.
No, Black Desert Online.
Oh, well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, it came out this year, right?
Okay. What did you say, Scott?
Right?
No, it did not come out this year.
Yeah, it did.
As far as Game of the Year is concerned, no, it didn't. Please stop. I don't know. That's a good first 3 months. I feel like February is pretty light, but and I think March is it's a good hitting month. So good stuff coming out. Not as crazy as last year. No Switch release and no fucking Zelda and Neo and Tales of Berseria and all that within weeks of each other. So hopefully there will be time to breathe. Let's take a peek in the mail sack. Remember, you can email us mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. Tweet us your questions at IrrationalPod with the hashtag IPQ, or call us 443-514. It's not that's like turning into my phone number. God, 404-590-1337. There we go. It's any phone number that starts with 4 immediately ruins me. And leave us a voicemail there. We'll play it on the show. We did get some good, nice tweets. This first one came from.
We don't have music anymore.
I mean, like I could play it. It's weird doing the music with the tweets. I feel like the music is very mail sack themed. But
when's the last time we had an email?
It was less than 6 months ago, but it's not as often. I like emails. I like the long question, but I get it. I understand people, listeners. This first question we have comes from Nicole at NMH2105, friend of the show. What is your Harry Potter house? I assume Scott doesn't care or read Harry Potter. False, Nicole. That's what you get for judging.
Damn.
You see, I don't care because we're talking about making a Harry Potter house. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna go back to reading the book. Yeah, that's interesting.
Scott did read the Harry Potter books at least. So I'm gonna just assume Slytherin. Real recognize real. That's a good question. What would your house be, Tony?
I don't care.
You'd be Slytherin for sure. You just got it in your vibes. And that's not a bad thing. I'm tired of these people taking that and making it a bad thing.
Dude, Slytherin's evil. Hands down.
See?
Permanently, forever.
Let's get Scott out here fucking trying to give Slytherins a bad name. I have been a devout Ravenclaw for the last few years.
Oh, geez, that's the worst one.
You just said Slytherins are evil. What do you?
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're the worst.
Then who's the worst? Why is it Ravenclaw?
Why is it Ravenclaw?
Yeah, what's wrong with Ravenclaw?
Dude, you can't even make fun of their name. Like,
what would be your?
They do so much of nothing.
I feel like that's like more Hufflepuff territory.
Nah, dude. Hufflepuff at least has. Hold on.
Cedric, is that what you're trying to think of?
I think so.
Listen, man, I like Ravenclaw. They got blue and black. They're cool. What about you, Nabishin? I don't know if you've thought about this at all.
I literally just thought about it today, but like thought about it in like I don't want to do this Pottermore thing. I don't even know how it works or anything like that. But like I even put it on Twitter. Like I asked like, hey, I'm not going to do this Pottermore thing, but like if I were in a house, like what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
A few people replied back. Hold on.
Again, I'm not doing any of that.
Nicole said that I'm from. You seem like a Hufflepuff, but could also see Slytherin. But everyone else, like Danny Warris and Andy Davis, they all said a Ravenclaw for me. So maybe I'm a Ravenclaw. I don't know.
Maybe I can see Hufflepuff as well. Yeah, I mean that's just like Nicole. You're just asking for trouble is the thing because people are just turning this into like a house war type thing.
Like people are really serious about this stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean depends on who you ask. But yeah.
Like Barrett and Alyssa, I think they're serious about that, right?
They can be like a lot of the Extra Life folk are as well. The people that came there. I would say like don't take it too seriously, as I say with most things.
Like what is the Pottermore thing? Is it like an actual personality test, or is it like Harry Potter trivia?
It's basically a personality test.
Okay.
It is very like abstract questions that they'll use to then kind of put you in there. I've gotten different results from Pottermore though, so multiple times because like they had an old one that I took and then they have like a newer one now that is easier to access. But Jake Nichols at Jake R Nichols asks, when's Nabishin gonna play through Final Fantasy VII?
It's going to still happen. I haven't
Kingdom
till
Hearts, it's coming, dude.
like the year until Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII remake come out. The next
I know,
triple A. The bet was until the next triple A
Japanese developed Square Enix game
comes out, so I had to play it before then, and that's it. So it's happening. It's more likely happening this year.
Yeah. Oh, look, I actually did all of these quizzes.
Pottermore questions?
Pottermore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did all.
What'd they tell you?
My Hogwarts house, Slytherin. My Patronus is a sparrow.
Oh, that's good.
Beechwood with a phoenix feather core, 13-inch and solid flexibility. That's my penis.
I was gonna say 13 inches, huh, Tony?
Mm-hmm. My Ilvermorny house, Thunderbird.
I was a Thunderbird too.
And I have explored 0 out of 100 locations of Hogwarts.
Nice. I was curious about the Final Fantasy VII playthrough as well. I'm just excited for that Nabishin. I think you would like that game.
I mean, there's so many things, man.
I say
like,
very hesitantly.
There's so many things. I still gotta do that. Still gotta do what's it? Chrono Trigger as well.
Ooh, yeah.
There's stuff, man.
I got you. Jake Nichols also asks, also Yakuza should be higher. He didn't really ask that, but he did use the IPQ hashtag, so I don't know. I feel like Yakuza ended up in a good spot.
It could have been higher, but sure.
Listen, man, it's either Yakuza should have been higher. Or
I mean, hey, Footnote
Night in the
could have been
Woods.
number 1, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was a good list. It's a good, diverse list.
It's a list.
All right.
I legit was like, I raised my hands in the air when I got Yakuza over Destiny 2.
Yeah. That was, you had a good argument, I guess. I don't remember it. It was all a blur. Quentin Hoffman at Quantum_Arbiter asks, how is 2018 shaping up so far? We're barely into the year, and I've seen 2 phenomenal titles, Celeste and Monster Hunter World. I feel like we kind of touched on that already throughout this show, but it seems all right.
Yeah,
Pretty decent.
Pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm excited at the very least. Celeste seems very cool, so I'm excited to play more of that.
Got some good remasters in February that I'm into, and
Dark Souls remasters coming to Switch, man. Dreams do come true.
and March has something I won. I can't remember what I won in March, but whatever. Yeah, games are coming out. It's like in a more slower pace, but like after last year, I kind of need a break. So yeah,
dude. maybe I can actually catch up on some things too. Maybe
Exactly.
I can finish Horizon Zero Dawn at some point. Like, not a bad thing at all.
He's pretty good.
Trevor Starkey says, does this count as a question? And he just sent a picture of him, Logan Wilkinson, and Cameron Abbott hanging out.
The answer is no.
It doesn't, no.
So you don't address it.
Get this shit out of the IPQ hashtag, all right? Twitter is some bullshit.
Very exclusive hashtag.
Stephen Talbert at Stephen_Talbert1 asks, thoughts on Dragon Ball Super ending? Nabishin.
I
I didn't even know this.
Yeah. They're at least either taking a break. They used the words taking a break, and as far as like after this saga is over, like there won't be any more episodes of Dragon Ball Super for the foreseeable future, at least. And but there's a movie at the end of the year, so it's like what do you want type of thing. Is like, do you want like a movie that's like, you know, like greatly animated, like a whole lot of effort put into it, like the AAA of AAA, as far as like the last two were, as far as like the effort they put into those movies? Or do you want like something what Dragon Ball Super was, where it's like it has good moments and like but the animation is inconsistent and stuff like that. So like you know, like if this is the focus on the movie, like sure, go all the way. And also there's also a thing where like as much as I like Super, like I don't necessarily need it. It doesn't really add or subtract to what I really like from Dragon Ball Z, and even somewhat GT. You know, this is its own thing that I enjoy, and I like that it's in this like it's one of those things like let shit die type of things. Like let's let it be, let's let it be, just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it be, just let it be. That's a song, right?
It's a Beatles song, yes.
Yeah, this is just a thought. Like I could talk about Dragon Ball Z, even somewhat GT for hours, about like the stuff I like about it and this, like the intricacies and the characters and stuff like that. Super has really great moments and great characters and great stuff that happens in it, but like it's one of those things I'll just watch once and I don't think I'll ever rewatch again, like I watched Dragon Ball Z again. You know, it's one of those things.
I'm sad to see it go, but I'm happy that they could make something Dragon Ball related in a modern sense that wasn't bad. That is my thoughts on it.
I mean, like it's a Herculean effort to like get back all those voices again.
Yeah.
And like literally Goku and Bulma from like fucking episode 1 of Dragon Ball were still there till like the very end, even though like tragically the voice actress for Bulma died recently. But yeah, like this to like still be there that long. Like Masako Nozawa, like she's still doing the voice of Goku after all these fucking years. Like I think she's done it since 1986, which was the year I was born, so that's like over 32 years. So it's been crazy, dude. It's been great.
And that's like also true for the most part on the English side too. Like it's really impressive. And I think like there isn't a lot of people that in making Dragon Ball Super that care a lot about Dragon Ball as well. So, and I think it shows. So, that's it for questions though. Thank you everyone who sent them in. Remember, you can send them in tweet, voicemails, emails, however you prefer. The only kind of housekeeping stuff here at the end I want to point out, you can follow the show on Twitter at IrrationalPod, kind of get updates on when we're live and whatnot. If you like the show, rate us on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play. It helps us out a lot. Go listen to our other show on the site, Input, and check out RationalPassions.com. That's where it's all at. As you co-hosts might notice, I've cleaned up the bottom of the doc so as to make the outro a significantly shorter process. Going off of some subtle feedback, let's say, that I got toward the end of the year last year, that I think will make getting in and out of the show a little bit faster. But now it is time for bets. Tony, you weren't here last week.
Nope.
Brant Range picked the betting teams for us.
Oh.
An objective outsider. We have new teams. Are you ready, Tony?
Sure.
Team 1 is Nabashin and myself, and Team 2 is you and Scott.
Well, all right.
So we were assigned the homework of trying to think of team names. I don't know if you've thought of any team names, Scott. I've been thinking about team names, Nabashin. All the ones I've come up with have been terrible. I think like Blue Sparrows was one I thought of, just off the top of my head. That was like just terrible. Or like I've been leaning on Dream Team a lot in my head, but like also that doesn't really make that much sense. Have you thought of any good ones?
No, I really haven't actually. I completely forgot about it, honestly.
It's all right. I was thinking about it Wednesday, and yeah, none have come to me. Do you have any off the dome, Tony, that you would want your and Scott's team to be? Because I know Scott didn't think of names.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So last time it was BBC.
Yeah.
This time it's TTP.
TTP.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Team Tide Pods.
Are you okay with that, Scott?
Dude, why wouldn't I be?
Fair enough. All right. I will allow us more time to think of our name, Nabashin, so we don't come up with something.
Dude, you know how long it took me to come up with that name? 4 milliseconds.
I care about this, Tony. Clearly you don't.
Damn.
Team Tide Pods over here. The first bet from last week was, what will the average score between Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball FighterZ be on Open Critic? It's taking
Got my hand. Bet.
It's all right. Brant bet for you last week, so.
I put my bet in the chat.
Okay, do you have a bet for this?
Yeah.
Just curious where you land on it.
99.
99. That's a little optimistic. So the two Dragon Ball FighterZ has an average score on Open Critic of 87, and Monster Hunter World has 91, which is really impressive. So the average of that is 89. I bet 87. Nabashin bet 84. Scott bet 81, and Brant bet 86, which means I'm the winner. Be excited. Please be excited for.
Oh, it sucks, dude. Teams with no names don't get points.
All right, shut up, Tony. Let me have one thing.
Nope, it's canon. You gotta have a name. You gotta have a team name to get points.
Team Nanashi.
What does that mean?
No name.
All right, I like that. See, can you spell that for me?
Nanashi.
Team Nanashi. There you go, Tony.
Thank you.
Hope you're happy. Next week's bet. How many words will be in the top? I like this comment just because it's such a fastball. How many words will be in the top comment on the launch trailer of Dissidia Final Fantasy NT on YouTube? This is the top comment, not the most recent comment. It's worth specifying as well. If you are ready, just type your bet in the chat.
How many words?
How many words? I sent mine.
Same.
I see yours, Tony. I appreciate it. You out here doing work. Lifting your fingers, smashing that keyboard, smashing that like button. All right. And then Tony drops out of the call.
Oh, boy.
So I bet 47. Nabashin bet 17. Scott bet 5. Tony bet 3. Welcome back, Tony.
I smashed the keyboard and it closed.
You smashed that keyboard so hard. Yeah, I want to go high on that one. I hope somebody just has like a very long diatribe about how Final Fantasy Dissidia is just trash garbage or something. I don't know. I like that passionate comment. So, as the winner of the bet, it means I have won Danny Juarez's Love and Affection until next week when it is up for contention once more. And I also have the final word on anything I disagreed with or want to reiterate.
Did you say the team score name so they can do a call or whatever?
True. So currently Team TTP has 0 points.
What's your call? What's your call, dude?
You have a call out.
We don't have one yet.
All right, that's fine. It
has to be organic.
And Team Nanashi has 1 point.
Shh.
Shh. I like that. just like hushing them softly into bed. So final word. I don't know. I'm trying to think about what did we talk about on this show?
Xbox.
We did talk about Xbox.
Oh, sorry. This is your word.
No, I was trying to think of.
Come on, man. There's one real good pull.
Tripods, memes, knuckles.
All right. How about this? Not having to do with tripods, memes or knuckles. Listen, Harry Potter houses are fun and all, but please stop taking this seriously. Slytherins aren't bad people. Ravenclaws aren't terrible. And stop taking these houses so seriously. We don't people are just so obsessed with separating themselves into groups so to hate each other. Why don't we all just like flock to the things that we're commonly interested in and just fucking get along? Because
sounds like something a fucking Ravenclaw.
Hey man, this is my final word, not yours, Tony.
You see, you belong in the wrong house.
Listen, man, I'm just trying to spread some fucking love.
A Slytherin wouldn't give a fuck about the final word.
Listen, Slytherin's got to respect the rules.
No, they don't.
Just fucking don't take it too seriously, everybody.
Do you think Orochimaru was a Slytherin?
Orochimaru? Orochi tomorrow? Dude, I think he was a slippery snake Slytherin. You know what I mean?
Would it be weird if he wasn't a Slytherin?
He was like, oh yeah, actually he's like a Ravenclaw. It's
like
weird.
Constantly has an identity crisis.
Like, why is the snake to me? That's the show. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for opening music of Two Player Co-op, closing music of The World Is Saved. Hopefully there'll be some fun announcements and stuff coming up in the couple weeks coming. We got cool stuff planned. I have been your host, Alex O'Neill. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Nabishin, for joining me. Big hugs all the way around. Play your game, stay irrational. We'll talk to you all next week.
Titles.
Last week, Scott said I had to do something less gross than I love you guys winky face. So I did big hugs.
That is less gross.
Are there like conventions for Harry Potter?
Yes.
I'm thinking about it because like if these houses are so divided, like can they be all in the same room or are they just talking about shit with each other?
So it's just people shitting on the internet mostly, as is the case with all things always. And when people get in the same room, it's like, oh, you're a person that I can see and empathize with. If I upset and call a fucking horror and send death threats to, then I'll stop doing that. It's like, wow, oh man, that was so hard. Maybe just don't do that. Yes, but PotterCon is a real thing and it exists.
Okay. Titles.
Titles. Hit me with it, Tony.
So we got Earth Chan and Tide Pod Chan. P Sports. I could convert this to Bitcoin. In spring, you get real wet. What's a Goku Black? Blaze it up with the Crimson Echidna. IP Faux Life. Bayonetta 3 and Orochi tomorrow.
I really like it. Blaze it up with the Crimson Echidna. But I also really like IP Faux Life. What do you like, Tony?
I don't know.
You got to pick something, man.
They're pretty good.
So indecisive today, man. What's up?
I know.
I just want to play Monster Hunter.
No, I'm going to bed right after this.
I just want monsters to love me.
No. I got too much shit to do tomorrow, and I still feel like shit, so.
I'm sorry, bud.
It's all right.
What do you like, Scott?
IP for life.
IP for life. Nabishin?
Earth Chan and Typod Chan. No, IP for one.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, fuck that Titan. Tony, can you say the title? Because I think this is something that really resonates with you.
Is it?
And Nabishin, can you say the episode number?
Sure.
It is 363.
This is the Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 363.
My name is Evan Wall. And I like to say IPP for life.
That's it. I got nothing to add to that.
Or at
thank
least like 3 days or something.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. We love you all. Have a good night. You guys can start recording now.